What is going on, Phoenix family? Woo! Curmudgeon's Corner 61. Uh, hey, thanks for everybody for coming out. It's great to see you guys. Eileen has got a little bit of a issue. I don't know if it's my story to tell, but I'm going to say it anyway. Her stepson is in urgent care. I think he's got like a little bit of some heat exhaustion or whatnot. Because it's hot out in California, especially in the desert. And from what I understand, he's a ginger, so he is susceptible to the sun. So anyway, hey, Christy, I wanted to say the details in me, Christy. I wanted to say thank you for your interview with Jelena earlier this week and a lot of Phoenix love that you gave. I really appreciate it. So anyway, Eileen can't be here. She said that she's going to try to make it as quickly as she can, depending on how long rehab takes at urgent care. So it's just going to be me, unfortunately. Unfortunately for you, it's just going to be me. That being said, there's a couple of things that I want to talk about right out of the gate. I think we're going to start moving Curmudgeon's Corner a slightly different direction, although it's still going to be, I mean, our core family here are all detail related, weekend warriors, professionals, whatever. But I've noticed that since we really started doing the community stuff, I think we're making a much bigger impact doing that. So I'd like to, basically the new mantra is going to be everybody has a story and I want to hear it. I want to hear what your story is. Everybody has a story. I remember when Rick Smith came on the show, he was very hesitant because he was like, what story do I have to tell? And I'm saying that everybody has a story and I want to hear it. And, and so moving forward, I think it's going to be, you got it, Franco. Thank you. Moving forward, I think it's going to be a lot more community oriented. You are seen, you are heard, and you are loved on Curmudgeon's Corner. And we're going to do that. So it might not be 100% detailed related. We had Adam Blevins on the show a couple of Curmudgeons ago, and it was pure mental health. So I enjoy that, and it feeds me, and it's my show. So I'm going to focus more on community and mental health awareness. And this Phoenix family is absolutely so incredibly generous. We've already donated. You guys, not me. You guys have already donated over $1,000 for the Pay It Forward campaign into the shipping the shipping GoFundMe. It is truly overwhelming, this community and how much you have love for each other. And I want to tap into that, and I want to expand that, and I want to, if we can, this is not derogatory in any way, shape, or form. But I feel like we're fishing in the same pond. And as much as we love each other, I think that we have a lot more love to give to other people. And if we can fish in a different pond and maybe get different people in here, and they can hear a positive message. And what's really awesome is the fact that you guys talk to each other outside of these podcasts and these shows. I mean, the chats are always fire, and you guys are always really supportive in the chats. But the fact that I know for a fact that you guys are talking to each other, supporting each other, and looking out for each other, I think that speaks much bigger volumes to this community than just tuning into a podcast or and being mentioned in the chats. So if I could take my hat off to you because of this headband, I would take my hat off to you, this community, tell you how much I love you. You are seen, you are heard, and you are loved, especially on the corner. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to play I'm going to do the mental floss that we normally do, get the tone set, and then we have an absolutely fantastic guest. I am so excited that she is here, and maybe a little excited that Eileen is not here, because I think we got some movie pop culture cinephile, if you will, in our midst, and I cannot wait to unpack that box because everybody who watches the show knows that I'm a geek, a nerd, and I love to fanboy when it comes to movies, so and pop culture and all that stuff. So without further ado, let's get the mental floss started and start the show. If I could remember what I'm doing. Nope, that's not it. There it is. There it is. Okay, here we go.
Happiness is amazing. It's so amazing, it doesn't matter if it's yours or not. There's that lovely thing. A society grows great when old men plant trees, the shade of which they know they will never sit in. Good people do things for other people. That's it, the end. Happiness.
All right, there it is. Leave studio. No, stop sharing. There it goes. All right, so that comes from the TV show Afterlife, and if you've never watched it, it is absolutely epic. The premise is basically a man's wife dies, and he is finding it really, really hard to move on. And it's a beautiful scene, and I think that clip exemplifies exactly what this community is all about. It's what we do for other people, and sometimes, again, like the Curmudgeon's Corner, we helped 15 people, or not Curmudgeon's, excuse me, Pay It Forward. We helped 15 families this past year. A lot of them were very appreciative. A lot of them, just received it and moved on. And it's not about that, right? We don't do it for gratitude. We don't do it for pats on the back. We don't do it for any of that. We do it because it's the right thing to do and people need help. So I think we are all set to bring out our absolutely fantastic guest. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing her name because I'm an old curmudgeon, and that's what we do. But Jelena Prophet is backstage, and without further ado, let's bring her on.
Hey, you know what's funny? You actually said my name right.
Oh,
you
thanks.
did say my name right. So
awesome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's great to see you.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Different being live because Christy's pod was pre-recorded. This is live, so it's a little different. But
is it really?
Yeah.
Huh. I gotta adjust this. Dunk. Is that all right? Or do you want to back up? All right. Christian says that this is better for the viewing audience to have it blown up. So I followed my little big brother and his advice. Anyway, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming here.
Yeah, of course.
Well, welcome to the corner, hanging out. So typically what we do when we have somebody on the show for the first time, we do a little bit of a Batman origin story where it's basically you just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself. We want the audience to get to know you. I take notes, and then we give stuff away throughout the episode when we do trivia and stuff like that. So for someone who's just meeting you for the first time on the corner, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, well, for those of you who know my name, I say it in every video. I'm Jelena Prophet. I am if you saw Christy's podcast, you would know I'm currently a film student at Chapman University in Orange, California. I live in Fullerton, California, so I don't live too far from Orange.
I think we kind of grew up in the same neck of the woods.
Yes. Around Orange County. Orange County is great.
Yeah, I was in Irvine. So Cat Guy is in the chats. Cat Guy 64. He's also from Irvine.
Wow.
Currently still there.
A lot of people. Orange County is like the smallest big world ever. Like you'll meet. I don't know. It's crazy. You'll meet people that have lived in Orange County at multiple points in your life, and it's like, what the heck?
Right.
Jaws is a really good movie, Daryl. That's why I got my Jaws hat.
Yeah. But back in the good old days, Universal Studios, California used to have a Jaws ride. I don't know if it's still there, but You'd be on the little golf cart and you'd go
They
through
have
the
a
thing, and then all of a sudden Jaws would pop up out of the
Yeah,
water.
that's the studio tour. Jaws still pops up. So
Nice. Awesome.
Mhm.
So, there's so many, like, I want to dive into, I really gotta pace myself. I really want to dive into the whole filmography and all that fun
Mhm.
stuff. But I mean, what got you into the scene of all of our
Mhm.
consciousness is the fact that you do detailing, and you do make content for detailing, and you know, you're turning a lot of heads. And I guess my question to you is, and I don't, hopefully I'm not sounding weird or rude or anything, but it's like, so you're a young girl
Mhm.
in California. What gets you in? What gets you? And I did watch Christie's, which was Christie's podcast,
Mhm.
which was really cool and very
Mhm.
informative. And that's why I don't feel that we need to spend a whole lot of time going down the
Mhm.
detailing path and chemicals and this, that, and the other, blah. Um, what what gets you into detailing when you
Mhm.
didn't? I know a lot of people are like, oh, I was detailing with my dad, or I did
Yeah.
this, or I did that, and I just always had a love for cars. It
Mhm.
just seems like one day you were like, I'm going to do this.
Well, I mean, that's exactly how it was. For those who saw Christie's podcast, when I was in high school, you know, everybody's broke and wants money.
Hmm.
So, my cousin, you know, I used to babysit for them and do a bunch of stuff for them to make petty cash or whatever. And so she was like, "Hey, you want to wax my car? Wash my car." And I was like, "Okay, sure." You know, she's like, "I'll give you $50." I'm like, "I've never done it before." So I watched a bunch of YouTube videos from different channels. You know, I discovered Pan from there. I discovered Eddie and Jamie from like that YouTube search on how to wax and wash a car. So um I did that. I did her car, and then, you know, her husband's car. She was like, "If you do it, I'll give you another $50." So I did. And that week, you know, I was like, I like this. You know, maybe I could do this for her every month and make money from it, right? So I bought a kit. I bought a Chemical Guys kit off Amazon,
Hmm.
and it came with a bucket, came with, you know, a couple of towels, came with a wash mitt, car soap, wheel cleaner, you know, the basics to start cleaning a car. Bought that and then started doing her car once a month, and then realized, you know, this was a little bit more than just a way to make money for me. This was becoming a passion. It was becoming something that I could do to, like, you know, come home from school or come home, you know, and be able to relax, and to kind of reset my mind. So then I just kind of started rolling from that. And I started, you know, getting pro chemicals, started upgrading my equipment, you know, moving away from Chemical Guys and moving towards all the products that are on the House of Rags, you know, like
How old were you you know,
I
when you
started,
bought this kit?
yeah, I started when I was 16. I turned 18 in a week. So I've only been doing it for a year.
All right.
Thank you,
Well, I mean,
Adrian.
talk about hitting the scene with a splash. Wow.
A
So,
splash.
so, you know, again, Batman origin story. Where does the duck pond detailing come from?
I love ducks.
I know that you love ducks.
I
Do you
love
have,
ducks, and I
okay.
just, I was like, you know, I was like, I want to have duck somewhere in my name. And I just was thinking, like, it's, you know, just duck detailing, like, that's okay. I was like, I want to have something incorporated with water, and I just, you know, thought of duck pond.
Sure.
So,
Perfect.
and then
Yeah,
duck pond detailing, kind of, it's catchy, it's different.
it
You know,
is.
I have a lot of people like, do you detail duck ponds, or, you know,
Right.
it gets people talking. So,
Yeah, I get the same. I get, you know, everybody wanted to know why, you know, why I named Phoenix, and you know what the E.O.D is, because you know, tech people call it end of day. Like, so they'll say, I
mhm,
need this report by E.O.D.
mhm,
Or, you know, and I'm military background. So everybody in my family was just like, explosive ordnance disposal. What is that? Like, how does that relate to chemicals? And I'm like, no, it's not explosive ordnance, you know? So I, you know, I get it. I get the idea. Like, you know, you kind of, when I was creating the company and coming up with the names, I have a really good friend whose wife is a tattoo artist, And they would both always say, when you get a tattoo, it needs to have a meaning to you. Just don't you just don't put ink on your body. There should be a meaning to it.
Right.
And I applied that to the company. Like it needs to have a meaning to me, and that helps in the long run. That'll help keep you motivated, especially if business is slow or things of that nature. Like it's all part of who you are. So anyway, what's up next? So I heard on Christy's podcast that you were having issues becoming a legitimate business in the state of California.
Yes. Yeah.
What is that?
Yes. So, everybody who knows starting a business is already difficult because you have to, have a business license. Then you have to have, for taxes, a fictitious business name. So your name you have to file a business name that is separate from your name. Then you have to handle, especially for car detailing, insurance, because you are handling people's property and their investment. And, if something were to happen, instead of someone to be like, okay, well, got to pay for everything, you have that backup. And it also legitimizes you and protects you. And then also in California and New York are the only two states that have this. You have to have a special detailing license. So that is a $300 license you have to renew every year with your state. And there's a bunch of other paperwork underneath that. That is what's holding me up, because that is just throwing $300 out, to just have a license is expensive already. But then the other forms and stuff are time consuming, and you have to wait on the government to approve your forms and to get back to you. And then also, it's not just expenses on the business. Yes, it's a business expense, but it's more like I would be mobile because I don't really have the ability to do like shop detailing. And plus, mobile detailing is a little bit more consumable because, it's easy for people, like you come to them. So I would need to get a water tank and a generator in order to, because I don't want to use my customers' water or power. So that's another thing that costs money for sure. So those are the hurdles I'm currently experiencing with like getting my business more mainstream, because, like I said on Christy's pod right now, it's just friends, family, referrals. So someone's like, like, hey, your, dad told me that you detail cars. Would you detail mine? Yeah, sure. Because there you don't have room for issue on liability because they're people
Right.
So it's like, yeah.
Well, so I gathered all that from Christy's show, and I want you to know that we're a pretty cool community here, and what we do, not just in the corner, but like in Thor Media and throughout. So what I did is I went ahead and I started a GoFundMe page for you. And right now the goal is 300, but obviously you sound like you have a few more expenses. The link to this GoFundMe page is in the description of this video.
You guys are way too kind.
Listen, this is not charity, it's community. We rise together. And one of the winners of the Pay It Forward campaign last year was a young man who was just trying to start his own little detailing business, and we were able to get him some supplies, and we were able to get him some machines and some chemicals and get him launched, and he's doing great. I had the pleasure of meeting him this past summer down in South Carolina, and his mother. So I want to put this out there. I think that this is a very we had a donation on last Curmudgeon's Corner of over $500. I don't know if you're familiar with our Pay It Forward campaign, but what the Pay It Forward campaign is it's this community coming together, and they donate supplies all year round. Chemical, you could be slightly used, it doesn't matter. Machinery, equipment, chemicals, shop supplies, they all year round, they donate stuff. And then between Thanksgiving and Christmas, we solicit the community to send us nominations for the Pay It Forward campaign. People that just kind of need help. November, December, January, February is usually pretty brutal for the majority of detailers in this world.
Yes.
And so it's kind of like, if we can do something to help them out a little bit, if we can do something to, they can either buy groceries or they can buy detail supplies. Oh wow, you just got a pretty significant gift from Becca Green. Becca, I'll contact you about this in a minute. Wow, that's amazing. So Becca Green is responding to this already.
Right.
So anyway, the point of the story is, it's like, well, we at least can take the burden off of you for a couple of months. Wow. And then last year we had a gentleman whose mobile detailing business was 100% in his car, and it burned to the ground. We were able to give him a full mobile detail business back. I mean, we had extractors and vacuums and power washers. We had everything, all the chemicals. We had another guy who took his daughters on vacation, and his truck was broken into, and all of his gear was stolen. We were able to replace everything. And the crazy thing about this is that it has nothing to do with me. Wow, people are donating to your GoFundMe already. This is so amazing. You guys are so amazing.
You guys are amazing.
I live for this show. I feel disconnected. We went, I think we did one show in July, and then we took a summer break, and I hated it. I just feel disconnected from you guys. And anyway, so the point of the story is that this community has a mission to leave this place a little bit better than how we found it. And from listening to your podcast with Christy, I knew immediately that you share the same sentiment. You've said numerous times about how you want to be a shining beacon for this community and a force of good, and that fits. That, I mean, that is 100% in line with what we're trying to do here. So I've rambled on enough. Tell me about those statements, the what you want to do for the community, and what that means to you. Really, like, what does that mean to you to be a beacon?
Well, first, I just want to say to everyone who's supporting the GoFundMe and stuff, I mean, you guys are so kind, and like Aaron is saying, this is what makes this detailing community so amazing, is the support that everyone gives each other, the way we lift everyone up from beginner to pro. I think that's why I really, went into this community a little more than a lot of people will just stay behind the scenes and do stuff for, just their own business and things. But I really wanted to come out online, start a YouTube channel, and be a face of the community because, like I've talked about, I really want to be this shining light for the community. Someone who, because I know for me, detailing is a way that I decompress and deal with my, mental health struggles, because this, Phoenix E.O.D is a lot. You guys are a lot about supporting mental health and make awareness to that and ways you can cope. So detailing for me is that, and watching detailing YouTube videos is that. So seeing, like Christy make content and anybody on Thor Media making content, it's a way for me to escape and to relax. And so I want to be that for someone. I want to be that for someone to be able to, take a breather from whatever's going on in their life, whatever they are struggling with, because, we come to this detailing community to experience love, support, and, it's a form of escape. So I really just want to continue that, how I felt from the community. I want to continue paying it forward.
Holy cow. Christy, thank you so very much. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. 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 The community has come together around you. This is, again, it's not charity, it's community, right? Like
I
that
like that.
just
I like
honestly,
that.
honestly, it's not. We rise together, especially here on the corner. It's truly one of the only places that I ever want to be is here. I felt from when we started, when Eileen joined the show,
Mm-hmm.
and I wish that she was here because I know that she's really excited to meet you and vice versa. When Eileen joined the show, it started to take on a different format, and mental health is extremely important to both of us because we've both been impacted by it directly.
Yeah.
You know, I talk openly on this show about, you know, the demons that I face. And you know, and I know that Eileen's been impacted directly from things that have gone on in her life. Again, not my story to tell, but it is very important. And so we do what we can. And the moment that we started talking about this, the community started talking about it. To my knowledge, the community started talking about it. And it was like, it was okay to start talking about stuff that wasn't just detailing related. You know, we all have a common interest, but we all have a common interest that was the catalyst to bring us all together. But now that we're all here, there's so many different moving parts of who we are. And you know, and I'd like to think that with all of the stuff that's going on, like you said, in Thor Media, and you know, in content and product reviews and you know, equipment reviews and all of that stuff, the corner is a little bit different. You know, I mean, yes, we still share the same commonality of, hey, we all like, you know, to do cars and things of that nature, but I'd like to think that you're allowed to be a little bit more human here, you know. But yeah, yeah. Anyway, all right. So again, we'll circle back around to the pay it forward at the end of this. We'll circle back around to supporting you. By the way, Prophet, what a great name. Being a comic book nerd that I am, those kind of names I love. Like Michael Ironside, the actor Michael Ironside. What a great name. I just, you know, those kind of things. Anyway, you have a great name. So there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. And by the way, also, it's such an original name. I don't think in the 50 some years I've been here, I've ever met a Jelena before.
Yeah, no, my mom, when I was born, my mom honestly saw it written in cursive on a magazine. And she's like, I'm going to name my daughter that because it looks so pretty in cursive.
Do you know what your name would have been if you were a boy?
Yes, my name actually would have been Aaron.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. My dad's middle name's Aaron. They were gonna flip it. My dad's first name's Michael. They were gonna do Aaron Michael.
Sure.
So in another life, this would be two Aarons talking.
I think I would have been if I remember correctly, I think I was supposed to be Sarah. I think I was supposed to be Sarah. I think. I can't remember. Sarah, Linda, I don't know, something. But there wasn't a whole lot of Aarons in the universe. Oh my. Francisco, hey, we have enough money to cover all of your expenses right now. Just so you know, like I set the bar at 300, just thinking that it was going to be for the license, but it's so much more than that. So afterwards, I will get your account information, and we will just transfer those funds, and you can get the ball started. This community is unreal. I mean, honestly, God bless every one of you.
Seriously.
Yeah. And a shallow plug to Phoenix, because Pan the organizer did his best of video today, and Phoenix was in the top 3 of 3 different categories. Just gonna say it. I don't do a really good job of promoting myself. I don't talk about my products very often, especially on the Curmudgeon's corner. I just kind of feel gross about selling stuff. Anyway, anywho, all right, so Let's let Eileen have a chance to talk for a second, and we're going to do Eileen's quickfire. Someday I'll have, sound effects and I'll be able to be like whatever, but for now it's just me
It'll be like a
rambling.
cool graphic or something.
Yeah. Wonder if there's any film majors that I know that I could solicit help from. Wonder. Anyway, what is your favorite smell?
Oh, favorite smell? That's okay. I'll say lavender.
Lavender. Interesting. Lavender gives me a headache. So, What is your least favorite smell?
Least favorite smell.
That is an excellent. Becca Green with the pancakes. That is a great smell. That is a
pancakes are an amazing smell. Yeah, gosh, I don't really know.
Well, then that means you haven't been detailing long enough.
Well, I could say there are some iron removers that smell. Whew.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna say is the worst smell.
All right. Well, I mean, I sent you a bottle of Furies. I don't think that. I mean, it has a smell to it, but it's not toxic.
Oh no, I just used it today. I literally just got done with the detail 20 minutes before the show, so I used Furies, and I mean, it smells like mint. It doesn't really. It's got a chemical smell, but it doesn't smell like iron remover to me. It smells different.
All right. Yeah, that was the plan, because the original one was was tolerable, but this one, I remember Chelsea, she called out her kids and she called out her husband because we were playing with it in her garage, and she was like, "Kids, smell this." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, it does not smell bad. It smells like a chemical, and it smells like mint. That's what it smells like to me. It doesn't smell like iron remover, which is pretty cool.
Least favorite smell is Franco's feet.
Yeah, those squirrel feet are like nasty.
All right, I'll star that and come back to it. All right, next one. What is the most used app on your phone?
YouTube. I'm always watching detailing on YouTube, you guys.
Samsung or iPhone?
iPhone.
Eileen. Eileen,'s a Samsung, and I always bust her balls. I would say that 80% of our guests are iPhones.
iPhones are just better, in my opinion.
Cats or dogs?
I can't pick. I love all animals, but I guess I would have to say dogs because I only have dogs right now.
All right. I know that you're getting a duck soon.
Yeah, I want to get a new duck soon.
How many ducks have you had?
Let's see. I've had 4.
4 ducks.
I've had 4 ducks.
What are their names?
Yes. The first 2 we got were Ming Ming and Hey Hey.
Ming Ming and Hey Hey.
They passed away through animal attacks. See, this is the hard thing about having farm type animals. They get attacked a lot. I also have chickens and they get attacked sometimes. So those 2 ducks passed away from unfortunate animal attacks. And then we got this other baby duck we rescued. His name was Pip. He was my favorite. He was so cute and cuddly. And he actually liked being around me. You know, some animals, they get scared when you go around them. But he like would run up to me. We only had him for a little bit though, because he was a wild duck. So we like had him for like a month or 2, and then we gave him in Huntington. They have a wildlife sanctuary. So at Huntington Beach, we went down and we gave him to the sanctuary so they can rehabilitate him and allow him to like leave. So I bet now he's flying around. Maybe he's at Disneyland. I don't know. And then the most recent one I had was Dawn. And we had her for a long time. And she passed away. I think she just passed away because she was old. I'm not quite sure. I wasn't there when she passed away. I was doing something. So my dad told me she passed away, but I don't know exactly how sure.
My dad
was she lost a wing like years ago, 4 years years ago, she got attacked by an animal, and her wing got injured, and so we went to the vet and amputated her wing. So she only had one wing.
So. My dad's current dog is named Pip.
That's cute.
Yeah. If you could listen to only one, if you could only listen to one song for the rest of it for a full detail, what would it be?
For a full, like, song on repeat?
Yep.
For a full detail, like once or like forever?
Huh? What? Just one song that you have to listen to for a full, like, I don't know how long it takes you to do detail. For me, I'm old and slow, so it takes about 8 hours to do a full detail. So I have to pick one song that I have to listen to over and over and over again for 8 hours.
I'm looking on my Apple Music right now. You know, I guess I'd have to pick I'll have to pick Living Thing by Electric Light Orchestra.
ELO, woo!
I could listen to that on repeat.
ELO shout out. You. Look at you. What's the best sandwich?
Oh, an Italian sub. So like you got prosciutto, mortadella, salami, pepperoni, provolone. Best sandwich.
What is one thing that you own that you should throw out?
I'm looking at it here because most of I own a bunch of rubber ducks. I probably should throw away some.
Really? But you collect them. That's.
I don't collect rubber ducks. I just get them from people because they're like, you like ducks.
Oh, it's kind of like the Jeep thing where people are getting ducked.
For their Jeep, yes.
So weird. You know, that came from, do you know the origin story of giving ducks to other Jeepers?
No.
So apparently, and this is, again, I'm trying to pull random information from my curmudgeonly old brain. So there was basically someone did something mean to somebody else who's a Jeep owner.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of like escalating it or getting it retaliating, or, it escalated into an argument.
Mm-hmm.
The owner of the Jeep gave that, I guess it was like in a parking lot or something of that nature. And she put a duck on that person's car and wrote a little note that says, "It feels like you could use a duck today." That's it. That's all it took, was one person being kind to another person who was being a dick, and just gave him a little rubber duck and said, "Feels like you could use a duck today." And that became a symbol of kindness throughout the Jeep community. And now they just give each other ducks, and then you see them all lined up on the dashboards and stuff like that. And it's all because of an act of kindness to somebody who was being a jerk.
Well, I guess now ducks are that way for the detailing community. So we got that for the Jeepers, and now we got that for the detailers.
Boom, boom. See that, Jeepers? You can't take it anymore. We're taking it. All right. Rubber ducks. Let me write that down. These little animals, when I start to do a giveaway, they write down the answers too, and then it becomes a feeding frenzy over in the chats.
Yeah, we'll see who gets there first.
Exactly. However, we got a great donation from Franco, and I don't think that anybody's going to be able to pull it from their notes. What is the scariest animal?
A spider? Is that an animal? That's an insect. Does that count?
It's spider. Any particular type of spider, or do you just hate spiders in general?
I don't hate spiders in general, particularly the brown crunchy ones that always end up in my house.
Crunchy ones. Yikes.
I really don't know what. I think they're just a garden spider. I don't know what breed they are, but I hate them. I don't get bothered by like the daddy long leg spiders. I don't care, or the jumping spiders. I don't care. But for some reason, the garden spiders bother me.
When I lived, like I said, I think you and I were like 20 minutes apart from where I grew up and you grew up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember spiders so much as to one, the ginormous cockroaches.
Yeah, the cockroaches are big.
Those huge things. I mean, they're massive.
They're big.
And then we had snails on everything. Everything had these just big nasty snails on all the bushes and all the palm trees and everything. They were so I don't know if you have that, but
I don't have too many snails over here. I would say we have during now in the summer months, June bugs are like crazy.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
June bugs are crazy.
Dee Dee's in the house. All right, spiders it is. What was your first concert?
Haven't been to one yet.
All right.
I had a couple opportunities to go to one. Haven't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a good thing you didn't go to Burning Man. Apparently, it got a ginormous dust storm, and it ripped off tents. And I mean, I think Burning Man's starting to get out of control. I think 2 years didn't it rain, and it turned everything into a ginormous mud pit, and people were like,
yeah, it just sounds like that's not a good experience
at all. There's nothing about that I would want. Like, there's nothing about Burning Man that I'd want to go to at all.
Yeah.
If you could describe the rest of your life in 5 words, what would it be?
Success, family, creativity, freedom, love.
All right. All right. I don't, you know what, Juice Box, I'm not answering that question. I'm not asking her that question. I'm not. All right. What's your
something weird?
Yeah. What is your favorite action movie?
Action movie?
That's Eileen's question. It's not mine. I have better questions.
Action movie.
Live, laugh, love, clean car.
I would have to say, I don't, gosh, I watched so many movies. It jumbled in my head. I guess I got to make it quick because I can't sit here for an hour and think about it. First that comes to mind is, I guess you can count this as an action movie, would be Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'd count it as an action movie.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, thanks,
did you mention that on Christy's show? I think you did, because I was just like, yes. Raiders of the Lost Ark
I probably did. It's my
no, that's
movies.
not. It was when I was doing my homework on you. I was doing my homework on you, and you mentioned something about Balak being like the greatest villain or something like that. Maybe was that in Curmudgeon's Corner?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Where you
that
said
was on that
no
Thor
direction
podcast?
detail from Thor, and you were talking about villains, and you said Balak, and I was just like, that girl's going places.
Yeah, great villain.
I don't necessarily know if he was an a-hole though. I mean, I guess he was, because there's those 2 scenes in the beginning when he steals the idol from him, and then there's the second scene when he's like, who knows, in 1,000 years maybe you'll be worth something, Dr. Jones. But he was really cool to Miriam. He was a gentleman to her for sure.
Yes. So, he's a great movie villain, but I wouldn't say he's an a-hole for sure.
Yeah. That's right. That's where I got that from. Okay. Excellent choice. By the way, it stops at 3. I don't know how you feel about it, but it stops at 3.
Yeah, I like the other ones. I find them really entertaining, but the 3 are locked. 3 are locked in. No one can change how amazing the first 3 movies are.
Okay. We're gonna get into your love for movies in a minute.
All
And I
right.
want to circle back to that because like I am extremely opinionated about movies and content and stuff like that.
It's good that you are.
And you have such a different, like I was reading all right, again, stalking you, whatever you want to call it. It was on, I was doing homework. I
Yeah,
call it doing homework, and you're on Letterboxd, and
yes, I
you
am.
do a lot of reviews on Letterboxd, and I was reading those letterboxes, and you have a lot of really intriguing insight, and I was like, huh, like for example, and you really liked Joker Part 2.
Yes.
And you're like the only person I've ever met or
I
talked to
know a lot
that
of
likes it.
people really don't like that movie, but like you, I'm really opinionated about movies, and so there are a lot of movies that I love that a lot of people hate, and then there's a lot of movies that a lot of people love that I hate. So
Right.
I'm opinionated about it.
And I'm glad that you are, because I think those make for the best discussions when people are passionate about stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what, like I'm also a purist, okay, because I do I do a lot of reading, especially as a kid. I based on my childhood, I spent a lot of time in escaping from things. So, I did a lot of fantasy, and I did a lot of sci-fi, and I did a lot of comic books. And so nowadays, like when all of those childhood dreams and memories are brought to the silver screen, and they F it up, or they change the content, or they like. Let me ask you. I'm going to segue. I don't even care. I'm segueing.
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame. Your thoughts, and I know that you don't know anything about the source material, so hit me.
Right. I know some about the source material because I've had a lot of I've known a lot of people that are comic book nerds, especially Marvel. It was very interesting. The girl who graduated at the top of our class was a comic book nerd. So I know a little bit. But in terms of especially Marvel and the way they handle some of their movies is very disappointing, I have to say. Especially recently, it's insane. Like I feel like they need to stop making stuff.
Yeah. Shh. Let it breathe, man. Let it breathe. 100%.
They're rushing projects. They're, taking characters that have one story and totally changing their character stories, or not including full backstories, and then they like kill them off in weird ways.
Yeah. All right. So here's my take on Endgame. First of all, they had the perfect setup from Thor Ragnarok. All right. Thor Ragnarok, Lady Death, the god of death. Okay.
Yes.
The origin story of Thanos. Well, let me juxtapose this. What they did in the Marvel movie is it was some sort of, warped, benevolent, we have to salvage resources, and like there's some sort of weird crusade that he's on to save future generations because we're running out of resources. And that is just dog water. The origin story of Thanos is he is in love with Lady Death. That's it. He's in love with her, and she won't give him the time of day. And so he is like, you know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to scour the universe, and I'm going to collect the 6 Infinity Stones. And when I get all 6 Infinity Stones, I'm going to murder half of all sentient life in the universe just to prove my dedication to you, right? And in my opinion, that is the most sinister villain of all time. He's going to murder half of all sentient life just to get laid. Like that is bananas. And that is why I thought he was easily the greatest villain of all time, because there's no thought process to it. It's just like, all right, you know what? You're the goddess of death. I'm gonna kill everything. So there it is.
Yeah, they make
So,
them, I think, a little bit too likable
what's that?
in the movies.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
there was like this weird noble, like if you look
yeah, they try
really,
to make him know, like, oh, I'm saving these people, even though like they do play it. It's like a twisted belief, right? But like then they make him like a kind of a good dad to Gamora and stuff. It's weird. I don't like how they make
yeah,
him.
yeah, exactly. And so for me,
Yeah.
so as epic of a movie as it was, I mean, you can't take anything away from, you know, the
Oh,
visual
those
stunningness
movies
and
are amazing.
the musical scores and the
Yeah.
acting. I think is beautiful.
Mhm.
I love all of that stuff, especially like, you know, Robert Downey Jr. has really dialed it in, and for like Martin Scorsese or whatever it was that said, you know, said that superhero movies isn't acting,
Yeah.
is bananas. Because if you've watched some of that stuff, like there is unbelievable emotion that goes into that. Like that scene
Oh
in Civil War
yeah.
between
Yes.
Iron Man, Winter Soldier, and Steve Rogers, like that
Mhm.
is, it's very,
Especially the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. I feel like
yeah,
the acting is really good in those too. There's a lot of, emotion, and there's a lot of loss that happens in, the most recent one. And I feel like they do a really good job of displaying character, displaying emotion, even though, on the purist side, they change things up quite a bit. But I would say the acting and the presentation of the movie is really good.
yeah, for sure. I agree. I agree. And I was a big Spider-Man fan. But yeah, again, for me, I grew up on my favorites was Silver Surfer, which is why I know the Thanos lore inside and
Mhm.
out.
Mhm.
Captain America, and Spider-Man were the ones that I read the most.
Mhm.
And then after Marvel in the 90s, in the late 90s, Marvel jumped the shark, and I got away from comic books. And then in 2002, a friend of mine was just like, have you ever, because I was like, I'm not interested in drama, I don't want politics, you
Mhm.
know, especially current politics, you know, and opinion pieces and
Mhm.
all of that stuff written into the comic books. I just want, you know, bad guys trying to take over the universe and good guys beating the piss out of them. That's all I want in a comic book. And
Yeah.
my buddy Brian was just like, have you read any DC stuff? And I was like, no. And he gave me a copy of JLA, and I want to say it was like issue 41, and it's called The Tower of Babel. And the Tower of Babel is basically, you know, Bruce Wayne has a dossier on every one
Mhm.
of the Justice Leaguers. And so Raj Al Ghul finds the dossier, steals it, and then implements every. So it's a countermeasure to every superhero. So in case somebody goes rogue, Batman knows how to take them down. Raj Al Ghul steals it,
Mm.
and he goes around and just kills off every Justice Leaguer, and then they have to go back in time and fix stuff. Anyway, it's exactly what I wanted. It was just superheroes and supervillains doing supery stuff. Yeah, Aaron thought Predator was a love story. It's true. Anyway, I completely segued and I apologize. Apples or oranges?
Oranges.
And when you die, what do you want your legacy to be?
I've thought about this a little bit. I really want my legacy to be is I really want to be remembered as a person that brought light, brought love, somebody who people can remember as someone who enjoyed life, someone who laughed a lot. I want to be someone that a lot of people, when I pass away, to go, I miss them, and I want to continue on spreading good in the world like they did.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, you are the pay it forward. You are the pay it forward. All right, now let me ask the crowd. Let me ask the audience. Do you want me to do Eileen's questions on detailing, or should we continue into the nerd zone?
What's up, Jamie?
Jamie. Who did that? I've always been at the beginning clip, and I didn't know who actually attacked the jail. Yeah, it was Raj Al Ghul. All right. Where's Eileen? Eileen it has a family emergency, and so she couldn't make it to show. What's up, Sock? Sock is in the house. There is some wonderful things coming down the pike between some Sock and some Shine Your Light detailing, a little Rick Smith from Jay Hawker's detailing. Yeah,
Hey, Conway.
we're gonna have. There's some interesting stuff in the works. I can't. That's all I can say. That's the teaser. I can't say anymore. But you guys are gonna love what we're working on. All right. All right, not to bore everybody out of their minds, I guess I'll go to Eileen's questions. All right, we'll do Eileen's questions since she's not here, and then we'll go back into nerddom if that's all right with you. All right, first question is, what tool could you do without or could have waited to buy when it comes to detailing?
You know, I started off very basic, so I didn't really have that. I know a lot of beginners jump in and they go, gotta get everything. But I guess I could say what I could do without is really you can do without a pressure washer. You don't really need one because you have rinseless. So, and you have, you know, some companies come out with like those, you know, foam sprayers that you can hook up to your garden hose. So if you really wanted foam to foam your car, I guess you don't really need a pressure washer.
Okay. Good. All right. Question number 2. These are all detailing related. So usually I take a nap during this segment, but since I have to carry the show, Eileen, what is one thing in your arsenal that if you were missing on a job, you would kick yourself for not having?
I'd really kick myself for not having a quick detailer.
Titan.
I've been using it. It is slick. It is, you wipe it on, you know, I'll use it as a drying aid. And so when I go on the car and I wipe it, you know, at first it drags from the water and then I flip the towel again and go on it. And it's like the towel just like, whoop, gone.
Yeah.
Towel's gone. It's so slick.
Yeah, it was our
Good
flagship. It was one of those things that's like, we have to nail this one or else everybody else is going to just be like,
Oh, it is
Phoenix is just another.
The smell is amazing too, so it's good.
Thank you. What is one skill you have learned that has proven to be the most beneficial for you as a detailer or as a business?
Communication. So I would say, like, especially between customers or like online on your website, being able to stand out from other people is the way you communicate about your brand, the way you communicate to your customers on what they want, what's the expectation. I think that really makes you stand out from other people.
As a small business, what has been the biggest challenge that you faced? What would be your best or favorite accomplishment to date regarding the business or because of your business?
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about it at the beginning of the pod. The biggest challenge is the getting started. So the expenses of getting started. And everybody here has been so sweet on the GoFundMe, by the way.
Let me throw that back up while we're talking about it.
Yeah, so that's been the biggest challenge, is getting things started. And then biggest accomplishment would be honestly starting my YouTube channel, because that has made all this happen. That has made me become part of this community, someone in the conversation, and has gotten me, you know, in the community for everyone to lift me up and support me through this. So I would say, yeah.
All right. So for everybody that is late to the show, what you're seeing on the screen right now is the GoFundMe page that we set up to help support Ms. Prophet and get her launched and cover all of the fees that she has a $300 fee just for a certificate alone in the great state of California. And then there's a whole bunch of other little fees, and basically anything else that you guys can give to her. She said that she needs to get a what was that piece of equipment that you said you were sorely lacking?
Generator and a water.
All right. I don't know if I can help you with the water tank, but I will go through. So this past June, we had this little meetup down in South Carolina. A bunch of us got together and we called it the Soar and Restore. And it was disguised under business, but it was just a bunch of us hanging out. And Cars with Kiev donated so much equipment. Like the entire back of my car, seats down and everything, was completely filled with equipment that he was just donating to the Pay It Forward campaign. And it was so much and so heavy that I had to start a GoFundMe page to help support shipping, because there's like, if I had to ship all of this stuff on my own, all the stuff that we shipped last year was, I think it was like $1,300 for all the stuff that I had to ship last year. And I knew that it would bankrupt Phoenix if I had to do it by myself. So I started a GoFundMe page. And again, this community has been donating every week. They throw $50, $25, $5, $500. They throw money into the GoFundMe to help me ship all of this stuff, which is where I got this idea. Jamie, thank you, Jamie. Thank you so much. Jamie just donated to the cause.
Jamie.
So
love from the swamp.
What I'm saying is, I think that this, and I'm sure that this community would agree with me. I mean, I could take a vote, but I definitely will reach out to Kiev and ask for his blessing. But I think there's a generator somewhere in there. And if there's a generator, I don't see any reason why this would not be appropriate to donate to you as part of the Pay It Forward campaign.
I'll have to check on the generator though, because my dad has one. Just the only issue is if it still works. So I'll check up on that, because I can use his generator, because I think it's the Predator generator from Harbor Freight that a lot of detailers use when they first start out. So I'll check on that, and then I'll get back to everybody if that's not working.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know.
Why is Jamie bringing up canes? I love canes. I'm sorry. I just had to shout out to Raising Canes.
All right. I've heard mixed emotions on that, and we just got one here in Deptford, like recently.
I love canes.
My brother hates it. A few other people that I know are like, eh. And then, because I'm on the carnivore diet, I can't go because everything is fried and breaded. Not that I can do fried, I just can't do breaded. So like we do wings that are just naked, no problem. All right.
I like canes. Some people don't. It's whatever.
Yeah. All right. What social media platform have you had the most success with?
YouTube. I launched that first video, and then everybody, like, boom, everyone was there. I didn't even have to like share it out. I mean, I shared it to Eddie because I was talking with Eddie about starting one back in January. And I just did it, and I sent him the video, and he put it on like Thor's Instagram. But like, I was getting like, Christy showed up on the pod, Aaron, you showed up on that video. Like, everybody just like, so.
Yeah. Well, you do great work. I mean, and again, I love the fact that you have this this film background, because it kind of makes you a natural. I mean, how involved were you on ETV?
That's awesome that you know that. Wow. Yeah, I was very involved. So I was a part of ETV. Was my high school, Esperanza High School's film program. It was Esperanza Television. Yeah. So we would be in charge of making the morning announcements. We'd be in charge of helping film the video yearbooks. So that would be filming the pep rallies and going to sports games and filming those. So I was very involved. I started that when I was a sophomore. And then last year when I was a senior, I was executive producer with my best friend, and we carried the program. So there's that. That's awesome. You know that.
This Curmudgeon's Corner means everything to me. So like, if you had a Facebook page, I mean, like I love when people post like, here's a perfect Conway. I don't know if you've had the pleasure of hanging out with Conway yet. he is into all kinds. He's a mechanic by trade. He's a detailer on the side,
Mhm.
and then he also builds rockets. And his goal is to one day man his own self-made rocket ship and put himself into, suborbit or some nonsense.
That's awesome.
But he's got all these great videos and stuff on his Facebook page. So I mean, I just spent hours digging through all of his Facebook page. We had another guy, Turbo 6. He's really into it's not NASCAR, it's what is that, kart racing, where you basically go-kart racing.
Yeah.
So he's and so like I'm able to do a lot of digging through social media, and that's
Mhm.
basically where I found all of this stuff. I don't think that you have a Facebook page.
No, I don't.
Yeah, because when I typed you into Facebook, it just sent me all of your Instagram videos. So
Yeah, no,
but
I
there's
don't
other
have
ways. I mean, I have an AI girlfriend that is really good at scouring the internet for all things profit related.
That's cool though.
All right. Next question. What's the weirdest thing that you found while detailing a vehicle?
Weirdest thing I found. I was detailing my aunt's car, and it was like she hadn't touched that car in over a year. And they go camping in that car. It's a 4Runner. So that car gets insane. Like insanely dirty. And it's a 3-seater, so I was in the back and lifted up the seats, and there was a like, do you guys know those like Baby Bell cheeses? There was just a cheese.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, you froze up. It was the whole thing cheese what?
The Baby Bell
Oh yeah,
cheeses. Like, yeah, there was just a whole Baby Bell cheese.
Oh, that's fun.
It wasn't molded, which is really interesting. So I don't know if that's safe to eat because it didn't rot.
It's part of my staple diet, those little Baby Bells, because I'm on the carnivore diet, so I'm allowed to snack on dairies, and so I just have a little bag of those Baby Bells in my mini fridge, and like around 2 o'clock I'll start to get hungers, and I'll just take one Baby Bell and it satiates me.
Those are so fun. I love those.
David Boyce. It's awesome. I just detailed that thing. So yeah, Sock says bullet casings after a car was in a shootout and blood, because I just detailed, no questions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Slick, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you hang out in New York City. All right. All right. Nope, we got 2 more, I think. Yeah, 2 more. All right. Have you ever had a customer that has expressed unrealistic expectations of a detail?
No, everybody has had low expectations. And so then when I, detail, and us detailers are like, if we see like, oh, there is one piece of sand stuck in that carpet, we can't get out, or like the car is not good. And, our customers are like, wow, this looks insane. So
I didn't even know that was a thing. Like
fried Baby Bells?
Yeah. What?
Is that like a fair food?
I don't know, but I mean, I want it now. I want it so bad.
Fried Baby Bells?
I want it so bad now.
Franco, talk more about that.
Yeah, right. I mean, obviously it's probably breaded. It's probably like a mozzarella stick, but
oh my gosh, that sounds good.
Right?
That sounds really good.
And Baby Bells have like 5 different. They have a white cheddar. They have a Monterey Jack. They have a. I think they have a Swiss, but I hate Swiss. Nobody likes Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese is gross. Conway.
I wouldn't Swiss a Baby Bell.
Holy cow! What's that? What'd you say?
I wouldn't do a Baby Bell Swiss cheese.
They got one, and then they have a high protein one, which is usually the one that I have on hand, and then they have the original, whatever flavor that is.
Yeah.
Conway just donated a huge chunk, so I think after tonight's episode, we are going to have you ready to rock and or roll. This community is the most incredible thing, and again, it charges me to be here. I love this community. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for helping her. All right, and
Thank
then
you, guys.
last but not least, how do you classify success?
I think success is different for everyone. So I think success is one of those definitions that depends on the person. But for me, success would be to feel fulfilled. So, I don't measure in terms of money. I don't measure in terms of opportunity. I would say I measure success in terms of fulfillment and joy, if that makes sense.
100%.
Which I feel that right now. So I feel very successful detailing right now because I feel fulfilled and I feel very happy, especially because, everybody's support and also just how everyone reacts on social media and how everyone connects. It's very fulfilling. So.
Yeah. Being a part, excuse me, being a part of this community really does. Yeah, has that impact. I'm getting, this is the part of the story where I usually will dump out, I let Eileen talk, and then I will get a hold of myself and put myself back together and come back on stage. All right. So we've covered 2 big segments. It is a little after 9 o'clock. We should probably give something away. And our first giveaway is again, another donation from one of our fans in the community. Franco would like to give a full gallon of Titan to somebody.
Ooh.
Somebody's going to win a full gallon of Titan courtesy of Franco. And the question is, what animal represents both Eileen and Jelena?
Let's see who gets it first.
They have to match. What 2 animals?
Oh.
Chingy bingy. Yep, chingy bingy in the house. Bing bonk, duck. The answer is duck. What a great question. And if only Eileen was here to celebrate
I know
the ducks. All right, let me write this down because otherwise it'll take 6 months for me to send this out. Gallon of Titan to Chingy Bingy. All right, now Chingy, I need you to send me an email. Where's my email address? I think it's at the top of the page. Yeah, there you go. So send me an email, aaron@phoenixeod.com. Remind me that you are the winner of the gallon of Titan, and then make sure I have your shipping address as well. I'd like to donate a 30 milliliter bottle for a giveaway. All right. Our next giveaway that'll be coming up shortly is coming from Conway. We just talked about you and your generosity, and the Rocket Man himself. He's going to donate a 30 milliliter bottle of Kronos. So you kids, keep your note sheet ready for when we get to round 2 of the giveaways. All right, where are we? I picked a question just so I could say goose. I picked that question just so I could say goose after all you fools said duck. They are the best. I love this crowd.
Yeah, the chats are so fun.
I'm going to say the one thing that I kind of resent about a lot of sorry, Jamie, I'm about to say it. Yeah, right now, Cronus is 20% off at the House of Rags if you don't win. Cronus. One thing that I'm going to say about the Thor media channels is that I don't think they pay nearly as much attention to the chats as they should, especially, and I'm calling you out, Christian and Godfrey, the Funkin' Homies, because I'm in there every week throwing all kinds of haymakers, and you just ignore me and ignore me and ignore me, and they're not all going to land, but some of them are funny. So you need to start paying attention to the comments, because this is the best part of the show is the comments. Are you kidding me? That's why I have two screens set up. One is my personal account, Aaron Burkett, and then I have, the StreamYard, which is Phoenix and blah 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 blah, so that I can chirp as Aaron and then be professional as Phoenix. All right. Okay, so now before I move into the next segment, I have 3 starred questions that people have been asking, and I'm hoping that you can shed some clarity on all of this. First one. Oh wait, let me get rid of that. Okay, and get rid of that. All right, here we go. First starred question. I don't know if Steve is still in the house. I haven't seen him yap in a minute, but here we go. Question: what is your biggest videography pet peeve that you see on YouTube videos? Asking for a friend.
Great question. It would be framing, because I'm a big stickler on framing, especially now. Of course, with video and film, you can break rules. However, when you're doing,
can I ask?
Yes.
What is framing?
Framing. Okay. So how the image looks. Okay. So when someone's here, I'll take my phone as an example. So when someone's filming a detailing video, a lot of times you're like, okay, we're doing a wheel cleaning. It's like, I want to see the entire wheel in the video. I want to see the entire wheel, and I want to be able to see, arms in it. And then I want to see close-ups. Like, can we see the dirt in the frame? And also, like, if you're in the frame, like, as a person, like, if you see my videos, I like to be very wide, as in you can see the entire car that I'm detailing, you can see the background, and then you see me on one side of the screen. It just looks professional. It looks clean. So I would say that's my biggest pet peeve in YouTube videos. A lot of people are just like all over the place.
I just did a video
if they want.
I just did a video on Finrear, my new tire dressing, and
love that tire dressing, by the way.
It's mostly my leg. It's mostly my leg. You can just, I mean, the camera is right here, and you're looking at the tire, but it's just the outline of my leg, and you can just kind of see the tire, and I just so I'm like, it's a great video because I mean, it really shows off what Finrear can do. I mean, it really I know that I'm biased because it's mine, but
oh, I could vouch because I've tested different tire dressings and stuff. It's my new favorite. I love the way it smells and the way it looks. Like,
take that, Eddie.
It's got a look to it. It's got this look to it that's insane. And then also the smell. Like, it's, ooh. I don't know what the official scent is. But
sandalwood.
Yeah, that smells good.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Eddie, your buddy Eddie says that it smells like wet dog. And I think
it's not close to smelling like wet dog. It smells like sandalwood.
It hurts my feelings when he says that.
It smells like lotion. It smells good.
See, there he goes. Conway is another hater. Conway is another hater on Finrear. Conway is a beautiful man, a beautiful human, but there it is.
It is not poo. It is not even close. There are some scents out there that smell bad if you want bad smelling stuff.
I don't know if you know this, but Papa Smurf is one of my best friends, and you guys, he's also a Californian, so you guys should be friends. He's one of my horsemen, as a matter of fact. He was actually, I think he was Brian was the first horseman. He's definitely the second horseman, but he's one of those ride or die guys. You know what I mean? Ride together, die together, kind of people. Anyway, Eddie and Conway are in cahoots. I agree. Can you pin the fundraiser link, please? Details official. It is 100% in the description of this podcast. So if you go to the descriptions below, the link for her GoFundMe page is in the description. Just scroll down. I can't do it from here because I'm in StreamYard, but when I get to YouTube, when this is all over, I can try to make it more prominent in the comment section. But for right now, It's in the description of this podcast. Station break while we identify ourselves. Hey, all right. Chingy, thanks for sending me the email. Email received. All right. That was okay. So that was
it's apple juice time.
It is apple juice time. It's always apple juice time. Usually by the third hour, this podcast gets off the hinges, and that's why Eileen is so important. But she's not here, and it makes me sad. All right. I wondered if she was either in journalism or drama in school. My nephew is a journalism major at ASU, and dude converses better on camera than in real life. Have you noticed that is something that happens to you? Like you definitely have a presence on camera. You definitely have a lot of training from ETV.
Yes.
Like, I mean, so far, I haven't seen a downside of your abilities to communicate, be it here in the live chat with you on Christy's show, definitely on your YouTube channels and your Instagram channels. You definitely have a screen presence. Do you feel that translates over to, everyday life communication, so on and so forth?
Yes, 100%. I mean, I've been told several times by a lot of people that I carry myself well. I sound intelligent. I have a good communication skill. And that really is from the film and media background that has helped me with, like emailing people and communicating and being professional. And then also having a screen presence, being in front of a camera and how to carry an audience is a different skill. And I've been able to learn that too. So yeah, it's really just all life skills that I've learned through, my career and my other passion besides detailing, and it's translated to my personal life as well.
Excellent. And then last but not least, before we move into the next segment is, what products are you trying next? What part of her process is the most exciting for you to develop? Like, that you're kind of lacking in this. And you're really excited to really go at it. What tools do you need most to take it to the next level? And again, if it's been donated to by Kiev, we'll see if we can't get it into your hands. Have you signed up for any trainings, or are you just pretty much all self-taught?
All right. So first part of the question, what I'm trying next, I'll give you all a little sneak peek. So I film my videos in advance because number one, I get so excited to do it. I'm like, oh, I love making, video content. And also because, I'm in college. And I also have another job. So I don't know what could happen, like maybe I'm too busy and I can't put out a video on Monday because I want to be consistent for you guys. Every Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I want there to be a video on my channel. So a little sneak peek for y'all. I'm testing out Yum Cars. If you know, Yum Cars is probably my favorite brand right now. I'm testing out Typhon on my channel too.
Whoop, whoop.
Typhon is insane. Testing out some Armor Detail Supply products. Yeah, there's a bunch, you guys. Every product under the sun, every brand, it will be there.
Sure.
And then the part of my process I'm most excited to develop, I'm most excited to launch the business publicly. So that being, being able to detail other than just friends and family, being able to fully launch it. I got my website I've created, waiting to post it once my business fully launches. And then what tools do I need to take it to the next level? It would be, I'm checking up on my generator to make sure my generator works. If not, it would be a generator and then a water tank so I don't have to use customers' water and energy. And then I have not signed up for any trainings yet. Trainings sometimes cost money and it's a little difficult depending on, your area, your timing. I'm all self-taught. And YouTube, really, this is just my opinion. Someone can prove me wrong. With YouTube and with this community, and I know there's Facebook groups and there's chats on Instagram and stuff, it's like you can really learn everything online. You don't really need to pay extra money to go to a training to have someone go, here, dip this in the soap bucket, wash the car, or like for ceramic coating installments, you know, like you can really learn from online.
So there's two things that I can recommend to you.
Okay.
The first one is pretty much every auto body shop has spare panels floating around. Like that's where I go. And I have a really
that would be good.
I have a really good relationship with Jersey Auto Body, and Jamie is the owner, and I'll give him a call and I'll be like, hey Jamie, you got any spare panels? And he was just like, dude, you know, anything that's laying out by the dumpster you have access to. And they'll get rid of full, like, beautiful panels. And they'll give them away for free because they're just usually waiting for the scrap guy to come pick them up. So it doesn't cost you any money to go and get a hood from a body shop. And then
I'll definitely do that.
And then I go to Home Depot, and you can buy all the different grits of sandpaper. So, you know, 3,000 grit, 2,000 grit, 1,500 grit, 1,200 grit, 1,000 grit. And then, you know, you just practice. I know that you only have a rotary, but I think that Becca just took care of that tonight. Becca's sending you.
Oh, for sure. You guys have took care of that. I'm getting a DA tonight. So.
Yes, you are. So, and courtesy of Becca Green, because she's a beautiful human being.
Love you guys.
So we're getting you a DA. And I would say you just practice the hell on a test panel. It's so easy. You can take whatever grit that you're trying to experience and just scratch the hood of the car and then polish it, see what happens, and work on your technique. You know, I mean, I have the luxury of living an hour and a half from Brian Spittler, who in my opinion is one of the greatest detailers of all time. He is Yoda level master.
Yoda. I heard that earlier.
Yeah. I called him, you know, the Godfather. And I've learned, I've sat in on 7 of his classes. And I'm always learning something. I once watched him in class. So there's witnesses. It wasn't just me. There was 7 of us. He was getting ready to detail a test panel. And that, again, that's where he gets all of his test hoods from, auto body shops. They're just giving them away. He took a pad, and it was a 50-50 Eurofiber pad, and he tossed it onto his DA, and it landed perfectly.
I heard that.
I
heard that on one of the lives that you did this week on the Thor channel.
So bananas. It was so bananas. I'm like,
that's crazy.
That is, he used the force and put it right on that pad. And, you know,
that's next level skill right there.
He says that he's never watched any of the Star Wars, and I think he's full of crap. But
he's Yoda.
Anyway, he's my Yoda
for sure.
Yeah. So I love Brian. And again, that is easily the best way to practice. And because of all the different variations, you can test all different types of your skills. And I know that listening to Christy's podcast, you know, paint correction versus paint enhancement was kind of like the next level for you, the next step for you.
Yeah.
And I would strongly encourage you to do that. The second thing is,
I definitely will. That's a really good idea. Because that's what I was thinking. Because I see these, and I would like to do that to show on the channel, because I want to make videos about correction and stuff. And it's like, I'm not going to take my car and burn the clear coat off for a video. So it's like, it would be cool. And I thought of that, to have a hood. Didn't really know how to get that, but like, duh, that makes sense to go to an auto body shop.
Yeah, they're always giving that stuff away. And then the second thing is you have an ally just south of you in San Diego. His name is Adrian. Yep. He's the owner of Detailed AF. I am Detailed AF. And he puts on a detailing class, I think twice a year. And we've sponsored, Phoenix has sponsored a couple of people to go there. I think this past year, from the Pay It Forward campaign, we sponsored 2 people to go to attend his class. And I think Saturday is paint correction and Sunday is coatings. And I feel that we could definitely get you a ticket to go to to do that if that's what if you're interested and you'd like it. I know the owner of Phoenix, and I think that we can make it happen to get you a ticket to see Adrian. You know, Eileen went to his class. Roger that, Rick Smith, will do. Anyway, so yeah, if you're interested in going to you know, just basically a class, we can make that happen.
All right, I'll definitely let
apparently
you all know.
Papa Smurf wants to attend the next class to just be another hands-on instructor. So that's awesome. Yeah, and Chris M asks a great question. Don't your college friends have any busted ass cars that you could test on?
You know, that's a funny thing. No, their cars are nice. My best friend just got her first car. It's a 2018 Volkswagen Tiguan, and the paint is like immaculate on it. It's crazy. They bought it from a private seller, and so the guy kept it in the garage and all nice. And I'm like, I can't even like, you know. So yeah, and then my other friends have their cars passed down from their parents, and like everyone I know has well taken care of cars, and I do their cars too, so I facilitate that. So unfortunately, their cars are too nice.
All right. Well, then it's either Adrian or Auto Body Shops for you. All right. All right. So what I'm trying to. All right. Okay. So that takes care of that. So we got all of the starred questions out of the way. We got all of the detailed questions out of the way. We got all that silliness out of the way. So for everybody who's still here with us, who hasn't smashed the like and subscribe button, we're going to start to get nerdy. And now if you're here only for detailing, maybe now's the time for you to bail out. Otherwise, I think this is going to be the favorite part of the show.
Yep.
Look at that. We are an hour and a half in and we're still going strong. Eileen, where are you at, Eileen? By the way, we got a nice donation from Titan Tim for the support, Ms. Prophet, getting you launched into orbit. We're getting launched into orbit. I think you've made more money than the Pay It Forward campaign.
Wow.
All right. Hot Wing Challenge. Let's go. That's right. All righty. So what I do normally, what happens when we're doing the show, and to kind of break it up so that you don't get tired of just hearing my stupid voice all the time, is we usually will start out with Eileen's quick fire, then we'll do my Mount Rushmore, and then we'll go to Eileen's detail questions, and that usually kind of breaks it up enough. But since she's not here, I decided to do all the detailing stuff first because who cares about detailing? Who cares? And when we're done with my segment, there's definitely some other questions that I want to ask you in regards to your trajectory, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I may have a beast laying around Corey. I want my beast back. Interesting. Smurf, you and Aaron got to do it. Do what? What did I miss? I don't know. Anyway, here we go. All right. So what I do is I have a Mount Rushmore. And what a Mount Rushmore is the top 4 of something. Okay. And so basically what I'm going to ask you first is, what is your top 4 movie genres?
Okay.
Wait, don't answer that question just yet.
Okay.
Freeze that real fast. I want to share something else with the class, if you don't mind.
No.
This is, again, when I was doing my homework, aside from all the other stuff that I saw about you, because I'm such a movie lover myself, I spent a lot of time on your letterbox. And it was reading your reviews that unbelievably impressed me. with who you are and the way that you carry yourself. And again, my AI girlfriend thinks that you write like a professional. So let me just share this with the class real fast. And what you wrote was Horse Girls 2025.
Yeah.
5 stars. This is actually the best film I've ever watched. The film is the perfect example of show, don't tell. Acting is amazing, cinematography is jaw-dropping, and the directing deserves an Oscar. Lauren Mayering, I think that's how you pronounce that.
Yeah, Meyering.
Has just become my favorite director. This film holds the most accurate on-screen representation of autism, stunning visuals, and the ability to make an audience ugly cry while also laughing hysterically. I love this film, and I hope it can be released to theaters or streaming. Everyone needs to see this. Horse Girls is officially the best film of 2025. The way that you write, I wanted to watch this movie, and I looked it up. It doesn't stream anywhere. It's not in theaters. There's nothing.
It's an independent film. So I don't know if we'll talk about this a little later. I don't know how far you dug to see if you know this. I was a part of, so in Orange County, they have this film camp called Film Ed, Academy of the Arts. And so what we would do is we would have a summer camp every summer. And so I learned a lot of my film stuff really from them. They also did short films. They put on short films, which I did. I've been a part of and I've won awards for. But where I was going with that is, so one of the alumni from the Film Ed family, she directed her first feature film, which was Horse Girls. And so it's an independent film, and it was shown at Tribeca Film Festival for the first time. So the hope is to get people to be able to get it released into theaters, because a lot of people don't understand independent films struggle to get into theaters because of funding. So hopefully y'all can see that, because it was one of the best movies I've ever seen.
That's clearly, and you write so eloquently. It's amazing. David Boyce, Jelena writes like Siskel and Ebert. Like, yeah. And again, I went through a lot of your your different reviews, and I mean, no offense, but public schooling doesn't produce this kind of level of thought and
No.
creativity, and then the ability to put pen to paper and write that, and I was just so overly impressed. So anyway, that being said, I 100% now I almost trust your recommendations and your your reviews. Again, Joker 2.
See, the thing about movies is everyone experiences it in a different way. So, if someone doesn't like it, that's fine. I really like the Joker movie because cinematography, I'm a cinematography major. So cinematography for me is a very big part of movies and storytelling. Also acting and performance and visuals. So for me, the Joker movie was very big on that. But when it comes to, the story, I understand people's gripes about the way they did things.
Well, so for me, again, it has nothing to do with again, being a purist and being a purist. The origin story of Harley Quinn and the Joker. So Harley Quinn was created by I believe his name was Tim Bruce. It was in 1993, and it was 100% for Batman the animated series. Okay. It was like the character didn't even exist in the comic books. It was 1000% the animated series. And Harley Quinn was Joker's therapist. She was a well-renowned psychiatrist, and studied the criminal mind of batshit crazy, and he broke her.
Yes.
He broke Harley Quinn, and turned her into Harley Quinn. And the story was originally written as like a Stockholm syndrome battered woman. Like Tim Bruce was trying to bring light to a woman that was completely destroyed by, a psychopath, and turned her into that. And so as the animated series continues on, there's a real arc to her story where basically Bruce Wayne, not Batman, but Bruce Wayne tries to rehabilitate her by just being kind. And she's just like, nobody has ever given me a break like you. And Bruce Wayne / Batman, it shined a light on exactly what kind of a character the Batman is. He's not just pure vengeance, and Bruce Wayne is not just some playboy, whatever womanizer. Like, there's a real method to all of that, and it showed a truly human, compassionate arc for both of them. Not only was Harley Quinn broken and then redeemed, but Bruce Wayne was able to show this other truly compassionate side that nobody knows about. Batman is pure vengeance, and Bruce Wayne is just a playboy, rich billionaire, whatever. And the understory showed this real humanity, and so that's why I have such a repulsion to this. It has nothing to do with cinematography or story, or I mean it has everything to do with story. The fact of the matter is, wasn't she was like she was one of the inmates, wasn't she?
No, actually what they do, they do say she studied psychology in college. She comes from a rich family, but she surrounds herself in Arkham Asylum, and she becomes the person to cause Joker to become troubled. Like, she does it intentionally. So here's what I'll say to that on being a purist. I'm all for it. I'm all for people being a purist and true to story, and wanting that their stories that come from books or come from comics or these other ideas people have, and to have it become real on screen what it was. I'm fine with that. However, what I will say about filmmaking that I think is so cool is that everyone can imagine story in a different way. And that's what I think about, like, new versions of Joker's story coming out. I think it's fun to see someone's point of view, because it's really the director's point of view of the character.
Right.
It's interesting to see Todd Phillips' version of the Joker. That's not the world's version of the Joker, right? That's his version. So that's why I'm okay with people diverging away from, and the Joker character in his movies is completely different from the comic book version and from the version of the Joker that we all know. But I think the reason why I think the first Joker movie was so influential is because of the way it humanizes the Joker character.
Sure.
That he's not that, because while you're saying you want a superhero story, right? As a filmmaker, I'm fine with creating, making these characters more human, more real, because supervillains don't exist in real life. Bad people exist, and bad people exist because of what has happened to them, nature and nurture, right? So I think the Joker character in his movies is very interesting, how he's not a supervillain. He's just this guy that has a very warped perception of the world and struggles with mental illness to the point where it leads him to murder. And that's what real life stories are, with real life people who do those things. So that's my opinion on it.
No, I appreciate that. I will say this. Again, going back to the purist thing, you have 1989 Jack Nicholson playing the Joker, Michael Keaton, and then you have Dark Knight, which is Heath Ledger playing the Joker. And often, they're compared against each other, and, one being better than the other, and so on and so forth. Being a lover of comics and reading comics, it was one of the great things about the Joker is that he has been portrayed in both as both versions in the comic. There's a graphic novel that was released. It was called I, Joker, and the story is told from a third party. It's one of Joker's henchmen, and he's watching the Joker the entire time, and just how completely, as Heath Ledger portrays it, an agent of chaos. Like there is zero rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. I'm just trying to sow as much chaos as possible. And then there's also a version of the Joker, which is Jack Nicholson's, Jack Napier's, an extremely brilliant mind, a chemist, which is why he's able to make, you know, Joker X and Smiley X and all that stuff, and do all that. And he's a true mastermind criminal that has literally snapped, and that's what makes him completely, you know, batshit crazy.
Yeah.
How I felt about Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix, I did not feel, the first movie in particular, that it was a Joker movie. I thought that it was a social commentary, and it was very well done as a social commentary, and about how we need to really dial in on that mental illness. I just felt that I think it was a mental illness social commentary that they labeled as Joker.
Right, and that's why the second Joker movie is so good, because it goes along with the first one on that same thing. Because if you take the character out of it, right, because the first movie says, it doesn't say the Joker, it says Joker, an origin story. So it's not necessarily, the director's not necessarily trying to make it the Joker that we know. Exactly, Bill. It wasn't a Joker movie. It's different. So I think that's what makes the second one really good too, because the second one delves into, and a lot of people have criticism on this about the musical aspect of it and how it switches visually, but it's because that the character has, I think it's dissociative identity disorder. I think, and they do this really well in the movie where they switch, you know, Arthur Fleck, and then he switches to the Joker, which is his alter ego. Right. It's not the Batman villain that we know. It's so different. And you're right, Aaron. It is, the films are made for being more of a social commentary than a superhero movie, but they use that character to carry that meaning, if you would say that. So that's why I like those movies. If we're talking like Batman, real Joker wise, I wouldn't say those movies are great in terms of, you know, like, wow, this is a great Joker movie. It's a great movie on its own because it does something different. That's what I say.
I would 100% agree with you. Thank you. I could do this conversation with you for hours. We could just go through all of your, you know, I mean, The Watchmen is another one of my top favorite movies. I love The Watchmen, and it got so much hate. People were just like, they were just turned off by. And I will say this is probably one of the few movies. There's two movies in particular. There's one of the too few movies that have gone off source material that I've actually appreciated and enjoyed better than the source material. The Watchmen is one of them. So what turned most people off about The Watchmen was the big blue penis. There was just no getting around it. Everybody was just like, well, I don't need to be looking at a big, huge penis. Right. Big, blue, huge penis. What everybody failed to understand is about Dr. Manhattan is so far above humans that clothes don't mean anything to him. And if you read the graphic novels and you watch the movie, it progresses from a full suit, and every time he advances in the timeline, he's wearing less and less clothing until, like, at one point he's just wearing a Speedo, and then he's wearing nothing at all. And it's a commentary of, I'm so detached from you, I don't care. Like, I was wearing these clothes for your comfort, but I don't really care about your comfort anymore, because he makes that his monologue up on Mars with what's her face, and he says, like, I notice you as much as a human notices an ant. That's how far beneath me you are. And so, like, if you watch the progression, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful story arc. And then when he reaches into her mind and realizes that she is the product of a rape, and yet her mother still loves the comedian and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And he realizes what a miracle a human being is. Like, from the tens of thousands
Yes.
of sperm cells that have to compete in order to create this one person, and this one,
Right.
and these two people have to get together to make that happen. Quantum physics doesn't even take into place what it takes for you to exist.
Right.
And that's the miracle. And that's his realization is, wow, I actually, you guys are miracles. And he comes back. And then, like I said, the one thing that I loved about changing the outcome is that they made, Osmandius made these bombs to look like it was Dr. Manhattan. So everybody was angry at Dr. Manhattan. In the comic books, it's a ginormous space squid, and that is just retarded. Or, excuse me, that's just dumb. And so I love that change. And the second one would be V for Vendetta, another one of my absolute favorite movies.
I will have to agree with you on the Watchmen. It is a really good movie, and for literally every reason why you said, because that's what movies are all about. It's like, yes, you can watch them for entertainment, but also then there's this other level of why it's such a beautiful art form is social commentary, like any literature can be. So I agree with you on it. It's the character arc and the story arc is beautiful in that movie.
Yeah,
so
100% agreed. And for this exact same reason, I can tell you that I hate Lord of the Rings. And
I don't really have a strong opinion on the Lord of the Rings, so that's interesting.
Here's why. I mean, it is stunning in every capacity. I mean, from music to visuals. I mean, like, nothing has ever made me want to go to New Zealand more than watching the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yes.
I mean, wow. It's just wow. But here's the thing. I read Fellowship of the Ring in 6th grade. I read The Hobbit, or I had The Hobbit read to me in 5th grade at Culverdale Elementary School. I read Fellowship of the Ring from in between my 6th grade going into my 7th grade year. It's an extremely boring book. I highly don't recommend you reading Fellowship of the Ring.
Sounds boring.
The Two Towers, which is the second book, was absolutely, I fell in love. That's where I fell in love with fantasy, was the second book. I mean, it was just, well, I mean, I probably fell in love with The Hobbit. I mean, that is by itself phenomenal. But here's the thing. All right. So in Fellowship, you have Boromir. Boromir is the son of the Steward of Gondor. And he's big, and he's strong, and he's boastful, and he's brave, and he's all of these things, right? And like, Boromir is the representation of man in the Fellowship. Like, besides Aragorn, it's Boromir. He's the dude.
Yeah.
And he lusts after the ring, which is ultimately his demise.
Right. Oh, yes.
Right. It's ultimately his demise is because of the lust of the ring.
Right.
Go to the book, the next book, Two Towers. Here, you're introduced to Faramir. Faramir is the younger brother. He is not loved by his father. He is in the shadow all the time of Boromir. And he's basically always kind of doing all of these things to win the affection of his father, and it doesn't work at all. My brother is Boromir, and I am Faramir. I identified immediately with Faramir. My background, it's I did not become friends with my father until I was 36. It was a brutal upbringing. My dad's a Marine, anyway, we're going to go down a dark path that we don't have to. But
Yeah.
Eric was Boromir. I mean, he was everything. He was the greatest, he was all conference, all state linebacker for Virginia. Like, I mean, he's a monster.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was me, who was reading comic books and into art and poetry and all that other dumb shit. And my dad, being a Marine, was just like, what is this person? Anyway, Faramir, when he discovered Frodo with the ring,
Mm-hmm.
in the book, he assists Frodo and sends him, gets him to the two towers. He's like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
now that I know what this is, the gravity of what you're doing is so huge. We got to get you out of here. And sent him.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Keith is trying to start a war in the comments.
Who is?
Keith.
Well, that's his job. He is an agent of chaos. I
Y'all.
love Keith is a wonderful human being. Jelena, we're here for you. Blink twice.
This part of the podcast is for us to nerd out. So y'all chill out. If I'm blinking, it's because I don't want my eyes to get dry.
Right.
But I love nerding out about characters and movies and fantasy. So y'all chill.
So Faramir ushers him to the next stage.
Uh-huh.
In the movies, he captures Frodo and brings him halfway back to Gondor because he's going to present the ring to his dad to win his dad's affection.
Right.
And I mean, it was a lightning bolt. I was so pissed that they changed this character. Like, no, where Boromir failed, where my big brother failed, I succeeded. I knew what was at risk and what was at stake, and I pushed the ball forward as opposed to and so I was like, you know what? I'm done. There were no elves at Helm's Deep. There were no treants at Helm's Deep, and Faramir was the hero. So piss off. And I was,
Yeah, I've never read those books. I started reading them same time. I started reading them when I was in 6th grade and stuff. And yeah, the Fellowship of the Ring kind of bored me. So I didn't really go on. But yeah, I don't really have a big opinion on those movies. I don't rave about them. I've seen them a few times. They're good, but
Yeah, I mean, especially for the time, the CGI was on spot.
We don't have. That's the interesting thing that a lot of people, the technology and the CGI in the movies in the early 2000s, like with Harry Potter, with the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, with the Lord of the Rings movies, was insane. And I don't know I don't know what it is, but the technology is just not the same. The CGI today is just not the same. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's money. I don't know what, because I know technology is advancing, especially with me being in film school. They teach you, the first thing they said to us was, equipment will change, and it can change yearly. They said, we're not here to teach you equipment. We're here to teach you to be a storyteller. So. I
love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And again, again, bashing Marvel, they have documentation where they were hiring writers, they were hiring people that they preferred to not know any of the source material. They didn't want people to know the source material. And again, going back to, in the case of Thanos, what is more sinister and maniacal than just killing people to get laid? You changed that in my opinion, for the worse.
No, I agree, because then that's a character you can actually hate. You know what I mean? Because it's he has no reason to do that other than for his own personal gain. Whereas in the movie they make it seem like, oh, it's not for him, it's for everybody else.
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
I know the movie's not supporting his character in terms of what his thinking is right. Yes, the way they make his character think is a twisted way of thinking for sure, but it's it's not as twisted as, I'm in love with her, I'm just going to kill people because I just want to impress her.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, there's nothing more just absolutely well, villainous.
Because it's not deep.
Nothing more
It's
villainous
not
than
deep
that.
at all. It's
Yeah.
not a deep, like, no, it's just, nah, plain blank. I just want to be with this girl, so I'm going to kill people.
All like half.
Yeah, half of living things.
Yeah. So, so, all right. So now we have crossed the 2-hour mark. Thank you so very much. You've been unbelievably generous. I know that you said I could steal you for 3. So,
Yeah.
we have to give away a 30 milliliter bottle courtesy of Conway. Yep, right. 30 milliliter bottle of Kronos. Currently on sale, 20% off at the House of Rags. If you are not a winner, but if you are a winner, courtesy of Conway, we have question number 2, which is, what was the name of my dad's dog that matches her duck? That's right, Rick.
Y'all better have been taking notes.
That's right. That's right. My dad's dog shares the same name as one of her ducks. Aaron, that is correct. Aaron is the name of the dog. Jerry, that is also not correct. Frozen is not correct.
Let's see who gets it.
Bucky is not correct. There it is. There it is. There it is. BTW 574. Congratulations, or ma'am. I don't know really who you are. I'm sorry.
Kronos is great, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. You had texted me about that you were going to do it the next day. What did you think?
The water behavior is wild. I've seen some people on, okay, so already just by user experience, which is, you're not looking at it on a molecular or testing level, right? You just look at it, great water beading, great slickness. It's great coating. Easy to apply too. Whoa, almost poked myself in the eye. But I've seen people do, I don't know his name. This guy on YouTube did a test on it where he looked at the way it splits light, the way the water.
Yeah, Dimitri's Garage.
Yes, the way the water splits the light and also the curvature of the beading. And he said that, oh, hey, Christy, what's up? Welcome back. And he said that it had some of the best water beading out of any coating he's tested. So.
It was fantastic at the time. At the time that he did that video, I think he has now refined that there are 2 other coatings out there that are better than Kronos. However, I will say this, and this is something that Phoenix E.O.D. prides itself on. The number 2 coating that he did is $150. Mine's less than 100.
Yeah, yours is only like what, close to 50 on the smallest.
On the small bottle, it's $54. Yeah,
yeah.
And our pricing is basically,
you can't compete with that.
If you buy the next size bottle, you save 10%, and if you save the next size bottle, you save another 10%. But even at $99.99, I'm $50 cheaper than the number 2 bottle that's out there, and the number 1 bottle is like $250.
Yeah.
So if you're splitting hairs of, well, this one is just slightly better than this one, why would you spend another $150 on a product that like is minusculely better? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, as a detailer that's professional, but even if people want to apply their own ceramic coating, it's like your customer will not know which ceramic coating you put on their car. So, and this is what gets a little scary, is because some detailers will cheap out and put on a really crappy coating and do a horrible job. But if you put, like, Kronos is great because of its price, and it's like, you don't, like you're saying, like, why would I put on a $200 coating on someone's car and they have to pay a little bit more, because of course, charging them for installation and also for the product, like, it makes no sense to have a coating that expensive for when you have one that's like $50 if you get the smallest bottle, and it does pretty much the same thing. So,
yeah. All right. So, all right. So that was I gotta write this stuff down. Who was our winner? BTW. BTW 574. Make sure you send me an email, aaron@phoenixeod.com, and we'll get you a 30 ml bottle of Kronos, courtesy of Conway. Thank you, Conway. You are a wonderful human being, and we appreciate you and your support. Apex would rule the world if it smelled like Dakar. You know what? Let's just address this demon in the room. And I know that you and Christy showed a lot of love to Apex as well.
Yes.
Here's what I'm going to say about this. The origin story of Apex was because of Brian Spittler, my Yoda, my master Jedi. He didn't want anything other than soap in his soap. I don't want to dye. I don't want to color. I don't want to smell. I don't want anything that could possibly go sideways on a vehicle. Meaning, if you have a canvas top, if you have the doors open while you're doing whatever it is you're doing and it drips on the seat, I don't want any of that kind of stuff. And I said, okay, hey man, like if you go back and watch the origin story of Phoenix E.O.D, you know, each horseman, my 4 horsemen, Papa Smurf, Brian Spittler, Fab, and Miranda, they all had input on these products, and they all had final say on their products. But because, you know, Apex Auto Wash, named after Apex Auto Detailing, Brian got final say, and he said, I don't want any color, I don't want any scent, blah, 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 blah. Since then, I've gotten so many emails and DMs from people saying, thank you so much for not doing it, because it triggers my asthma, my respiration issues. I have this, I have that. And so, you know, there's so many products out there that as soon as they have a small fragrance, it triggers me, and I have to wear a mask, and I have to do this, and I have to do that. And I can use Apex soap. So, you know, do the needs of the one outweigh the needs of the few? Excuse me. Do the needs of the few or the one outweigh the needs of the many? You know, I'm a big Star Trek guy, and my answer is yes. If I have that niche product that nobody else is doing it, then I'm going to continue to do it. Now, for all of you animals that are really jockeying for a scent and whatnot, I'm doing another collaboration with the House of Rags. They're going to do a limited run on a scented Apex Auto Wash. It's probably going to be seasonal or something like that, but it will be a limited run. Regular Apex will always be available, but there might be one that has, you know, scent and color into it. The second part is I'm also working on a 3 soap system. All right. So Brian Spittler has taught me that in order to do a true ceramic coating decontamination process, you have to have 3 soaps. And there's one company that I think is Italian, sells to Canada. It's Italian, sells to Canada, and then finally makes its way to America, from what I understand. I don't know. I don't know these companies. But anyway, yes, you're correct. That's exactly right. So if they're the only ones doing it, then why can't I do it? So we are currently in the process of making a high pH soap named after my co-host, Eileen. It's going to be called Hylene, high pH soap.
Oh, that's going to be a banger.
And then we have an acidic wash that we are working on. It's called Honeybee, and it's named after one of my dear friends' fallen brother, whose nickname was Honeybee. And, you know, bee stings, acid is, you know, stings, whatever. And so that's what we're playing on with that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make a beefed up Apex soap. It's going to be twice as powerful as what we currently have. And we'll put a scent in that one, so that the 3 soap system, they'll all have scents and they'll all be wonderful, and everybody can get off my back about Apex not having a soap. But I am dying on the hill of this because, again, the needs of the few or the one outweigh the needs of the many. There's 1,000 soaps out there that have, you know, bubble gum or whatever you want put into that soap.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't have it, and there's a reason for it, because some people need it, and if I can help, I will help.
Yeah, I agree. I have to agree with Aaron on it, because it's like Apex itself is an amazing soap, but again, no shade. There are a ton of other soaps that do exactly the same thing, that have smells to it. So it's like, if you want a scent in your soap, you can use any other soap. So I like Apex because, sometimes I really like scents, but I just, again, the way Apex works is just awesome. It's a great soap. But, some people struggle with scents. Some people are very particular about scents and don't like certain scents over the other. And it's kind of like, I was thinking about this today. I'm like, it's kind of hard as a brand to like honestly pinpoint one scent into your product, because like we see all the time, like people are like, oh, I hate that. I hate that. I hate that scent. And it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's better that Apex doesn't have a scent to it, because nobody can complain about what the scent is.
That's true. The biggest complaint is it doesn't have a scent.
Excited for the 3pH, by the way. When that happens, I am going to be the first to buy that system, because that sounds awesome if it's from Phoenix. So
thank you. I appreciate that. What was I was going somewhere with this bus. Again, hour 3, things fall off the wagon. The origin of Titan. It's watermelon. And when I was, again, this is the origin story of Phoenix before we even put pen to paper, and we're putting the formulas together, and the chemist and I were talking and stuff like that. I typed into Google, what is the most popular scent among men? Because I figured, throw the biggest net. The majority of detailers are men. And the number one scent preferred by men, according to Google, was vanilla. It was vanilla. So I was like, all right, so we are gonna make Titan vanilla. Perfect, no problem.
Vanilla Titan?
Well, guess what? I don't have any vanilla in stock. It'll set back production. And I was like, what's number 2? Number 2 was watermelon. He's like, yeah, I got watermelon. So Titan became watermelon.
I don't know. I think vanilla for Titan would be weird.
Agreed. I think vanilla for a soap would be nice.
That would be really nice for a soap.
Yeah. I keep my cars clean, and I don't drive in salt. Keeve, we know. And you also cut your lawn every single day. You are the definition of a maniac. Yeah. If you ever want to listen to a 45-minute podcast about cutting grass, tune into the Funkin' Homies, Thor Media. All right. So we gave away stuff. We went through all of our questions. Let's go back to the Mount Rushmore. Give me your top 4 movie genres.
Top 4 movie genres. See, this one's hard because movies tend to blend genres. So I would say number 1 would be drama, because you can
nobody would answer this question the way you just answered it, and I love it.
Yeah, because I can't definitively say. I mean, because it's like, yeah, I like drama because you can do so much with drama. Like, drama encompasses a lot. Like, so I would say drama, and then second would be comedy, because, when I want to escape, I want to watch. Well, okay, because technically comedy is satire. Technically, satire is a social commentary. So typically why we find things funny is because it's making fun of something that already exists. So I would have to put comedy at number 2. And then number 3, I would have to put action. Because, yeah, I mean, all the action movies that take place they're just fun. So fun to watch. And then number 4, I would put sci-fi.
You are my favorite guest. Boom! What
Oh
do we
my
got
gosh.
going on here?
Oh, what's up, Eileen?
What's going on?
Literally, like,
Well,
2 hours
Eileen,
later.
you showed up for the best part of the show. We're talking
Hey,
about.
Chrissy
We're
shouted
talking
out
about.
Devil Wears Prada. That is a good movie.
That
I
is a
enjoyed
very
it.
good movie.
We're talking
A
about
little
movies
upset they're doing a
and
second
all
one.
things pop culture now. You missed all the
No, I
detailing
feel like they
stuff.
shouldn't make
Oh
a
my
second Devil
God.
Wears Prada
I
though.
burned through all of your questions. I did all
Yeah?
of your sidebar questions. I did everything. I did your quick fire. Yeah, we've given stuff away.
Look at you.
Rick, to answer your question, no, there is not a difference between sci-fi and fantasy.
Oh, he set you up for this.
Hello,
set you up.
Christy, Chingy, everybody.
He set you up for this. I'm just saying, like it's not your fault. Like it's not your fault, but he set you up for this, and you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. There's a definitive.
Oh, there's no difference.
There is, and I'll tell you why. Because I got to hang out with one of the biggest nerds on the planet. His name is Dimitri, and you watched his show, Dimitri's Garage. We had dinner over in Philadelphia, like 15 minutes away from here, and he asked me, "Is Star Wars sci-fi or fantasy?"
It's both.
Well, it not according to the super nerd. The super nerd says no, it's 100% fantasy. And I said, why? And he says, because it has an element in it that you cannot explain by science. The Force cannot be explained by science.
Right.
So sci-fi is limited to anything and everything that you can explain through science. And that's coming. He's an engineer, I mean, he builds supercomputers. So I'm taking it. Shut up, Rick Smith. Shut up. And he convinced me because my initial reaction was the same thing. I was like, it's sci-fi. What are you talking about? It's spaceships and lasers.
Star Trek sucks. I agree with you, Eddie.
You know what?
Yeah, Star Trek
You
sucks.
immediately come on the show and shit gets derailed. Okay, this is hour 3 and you show up and you're dropping these kind of bombs. All right. Here we go again, Eileen.
I mean, is that what we were talking about? I feel like I came on
Corner
and
59
Oh yeah, you interrupted. We were nerding out over movies.
I took a nap really quick. Oh, hey, Keeve, what's going on? What are we talking about?
I can tell you why I say that there's no difference, and it's because I come from a different. Aaron, my son, heard you say Rick Smith, immediately yelled. Yeah, I can tell you why there's not a difference from it, but again, it's from a filmmaking perspective. It's not from a nerd perspective or from that science perspective. I say there's no difference because, at its core, science fiction is typically used to tell stories in a way that isn't normal, in a way that isn't seen on the level of everyday life, right? So that's what fantasy is. I know a lot of people could give a different definition. Really, fantasy is something that is imagined, something that isn't. How to Train Your Dragon. Eddie's got it. Eddie understands. See, Eddie, you should be doing movie reviews. Eddie, you should get a letterbox. I want to see Eddie get a letterbox. Anyway. But yeah, so science fiction is involved with fantasy because it is something that is created, thought of, That's what I think. But yeah, I would say science fiction is a more specific genre of fantasy.
All right. That's fair. I'll allow it. So going back to the starred question, How to Train Your Dragon is the greatest movie of all time. So this movie, How to Train Your Dragon, is my son's favorite movie. And it was very critical when I got divorced and he was 6 years old. This was his movie. We've seen it. I've watched it a million times, and he loves it. It's his favorite movie. It is an absolutely epic movie. This year, they released the live action version of it, and my son took me to see it. He took me to see it, bought the popcorn, bought everything, bought the soda, all of that stuff. Yeah, The Princess Bride again. Yeah, you're right. Princess Bride is one of
Princess
the
Bride is an amazing movie, underrated
top
movie. For
10.
sure.
I love Princess Bride.
It's
I
a
can
great
quote it.
movie. Yo, Eddie said Spaceballs.
That's so right, Rick.
Eddie said Spaceballs.
I was the last No Direction Detail. I'm wearing a Spaceballs t-shirt. Spaceballs, the t-shirt. Anyway, the point of the story is that my son took me to see it. You know, what are we talking about? 15 years later, whatever. I cried through the whole thing because I got to watch my little boy turn into a 6-year-old again. And the little girl that was sitting beside us, she was cheering and clapping at all the right places, and it was just infectious of being transformed into that time and place where it was just me and my boy, and I got to see the wonder and the youth and the excitement, and then looking over here and the exact same thing is happening for this family for the first time. Yeah, How to Train Your Dragon will for me always be at the top of the food chain when it comes to movies.
That's why I'm going into being a filmmaker, because there's something so amazing about a movie, because it's experienced with other people, right? Like when you go see it in the theater, like what you're talking about, there's something so beautiful about how you experience that with other people. You know, like you can watch a movie alone, but watching a movie with someone else is very different. And I think someone said it, Goonies was my I think is a gateway drug for the 80s movies. That was like my family's movie. That was
Turn your phone to silence. Huh? What's wrong with you?
Childhood
It's not
movie.
me.
And they showed it to
you.
me when I was really little. It's so good.
That's an Apple notification, not a Samsung.
We're both on silence.
Oh, I don't know.
All
My
right.
phone hasn't gone off.
All right, whatever. All right.
And I don't know. Someone
agree
said
with
it earlier, but yes, Forrest Gump is my #1 favorite movie.
For real? Forrest Gump.
My #1
Forrest
favorite.
Gump.
Yep.
All right. I love Blazing Saddles. I love it. It's an
Everyone
absolutely
in
fantastic.
the comments is like saying like some of the best movies of all time.
There's a documentary. I think it's on Netflix right now. I think it's just called Mel,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a documentary on Mel Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
And it took 60 years to make this documentary because the guy wanted to interview Mel Brooks back in like the 60s, and he said, "No, you can follow me around with a camera and you can record me, but I'm not going to give you an interview."
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what this guy did. He just followed him around for years and just filmed Mel Brooks. And if you get a chance to watch it, it's incredible. And it's an incredible insight into this man, this brilliant, brilliant man. And they do spend a good portion on Blazing Saddles. And Blazing Saddles is what I try to do every single day, which is lampoon the ridiculous. So when they're talking about racism, they're lampooning just how ridiculous racism is. And all of those things was a commentary, especially in the 70s, of like some real bullshit that was going on. And so, like you were talking about, satirical humor and all of that stuff, and the lampooning of it all. That's exactly what they were doing. They were making fun and being funny about something that was so horrible that was happening in everyday society.
Yeah.
And so many people at the time understood that, but so many people now don't understand it. Oh, it's the most racist thing they've ever seen. Like, you're missing the whole thing.
Point of the movie. Yeah. No, Blazing Saddles is amazing.
Yeah. And I mean, and as far as movies are concerned, Mel Brooks, I mean, like, name one that he didn't hit the mark with. Young Frankenstein, Spaceballs, History of the World Part 1. I mean, the list will go on for forever. Yeah. All right. So out of drama, comedy, action, and sci-fi, which is your favorite out of all four of those? Which would you say is the most? Glory was an absolute phenomenal movie. I
mean, I really don't know how to say #1 is the most, because really kind of what we're talking about is my favorite movies are ones that really are ones that are about the world and make you see the world. You know what I mean? Like, we go to movies to, sorry, that was my notification. So we go to movies to not only escape, but sometimes it's important to go to movies to realize and to see. You know, so satire does an amazing job of that, but also drama does an amazing job of that, being able to show, you know, things happening. So I don't know. I really can't pick that one. Sorry. Can't pick what my favorite is. Because
Okay.
I think a good movie is a good movie. I don't think I think the genre can transcend, because there are some, you know, there's some like, you know, like action movies that end up being really deep, or some like fantasy movies that end up being really deep. So I can't.
Okay. So can you give me a top 4 movies? Top 5? Top 4 movies?
Yeah, can give you top 4 movies. Number
All right.
1, already said Forrest Gump is my absolute favorite.
Yep.
Number 2, La La Land. Number 3, Poor Things. Number 4 would have to be you know what? Parasite.
Really? Do tell.
That is an amazing movie.
Any particular thing that stands out? Parasite 2019. Korean.
Amazing movie.
What's it about?
It's about, it's
COVID
basically
before COVID.
about the social situations in Korea. So like how the social class system works there.
Yeah.
Most people are working class, and then you have the very few people who have a lot of money. So it's basically about this family who ends up, they're extremely poor. They end up working for this rich family and eventually take over the family, and they become the owners of the house essentially.
Wow.
And there's this person that lives in the basement of the house the entire movie. And the person that's living in the basement of the house is someone that is hiding from, you know, he owes someone money. And so the old like housemaid that worked there, that's her husband, she's been hiding them there.
What's going
And
on,
so
Ron?
the whole movie is basically, it's just, you have to watch it. It's
Yeah.
deep. It's deep.
Parasite Frame stems from critically acclaimed blend of dark humor, suspense, and social commentary that resonated universally. Its historic Academy Awards win for Best Picture, its ability to transcend cultural boundaries, and its masterfully executed storytelling and filmmaking. It captures the zeitgeist, becoming a beloved and talked about film for both cinephiles and everyday audiences.
You got to watch it.
All right, it's on my list now. It's on my list now.
Yep.
It is. It's got an 8.5 on IMDb and a 99 on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's a really good movie.
Good night,
All right.
Tim.
Night, Tim.
Night, Tim.
All right. Top 4 bands.
Ooh, number 1, Fleetwood Mac.
Really?
Number 2, ELO.
Nice.
Number 3, Queen. Have to put it there.
You have an old soul, and I love it.
Yeah. Old bands are the best. New ones, ugh. Then number 4. I don't know.
That's all right. Pass. What are the top
I gotta
4
pass on
songs?
number 4.
What are the top 4 from Fleetwood?
Hold up. My friend just texted me. Copying my favorite band, I see.
I'm glad that your friend is watching. She should give us a thumbs
It's
up
my
and a
favorite
subscribe.
band too. Yeah, you better subscribe to this channel. It's my favorite band too. Sorry, you didn't discover Fleetwood Mac first.
What would
Been
you
around
say are
for a
the
while.
your top 4 favorite from Fleetwood?
Songs?
Yeah.
Ooh, number 1, The Chain. Number 1, The Chain. Number 2, I'm being harassed.
Yeah, that's all right. You know, there's been 3 covers.
You know what? I'm gonna stop talking about Fleetwood Mac because I'm being harassed and I might be hate crimed. So let's move on to something else.
I will say this about the song "Landslide." There have been three popular covers of it. It was obviously Stevie Nicks.
Yes.
Then it was the Dixie Chicks, and then it was Smashing Pumpkins.
Smashing Pumpkins. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I'll put that as number 4. My number 4 band.
All right,
Smashing Pumpkins.
It's a fantastic band. But I will say this: out of those 3 covers, there's only one that is believable, and that's Stevie Nicks. When she sings that song, if you listen to what the words are actually saying, where she's like looking back on her life, it's the only version that's believable, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Like when she sings it, it's like, yeah, she has seen the mountains and she's seen the other side of the mountains. And so yeah, I think they're all 3 of them are good, but that one was perfection.
Stevie Nicks' voice is something else, for sure. I have a chicken named after her.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Stevie Chicks.
Eileen, I told you what was going to happen. You don't have to be evil. You don't have to be evil about this. I can't, like, seriously.
I'm not even doing anything.
You're doing it. I'm reading the comments and I'm looking at your face.
I'm Morse coding Christy right now.
I know you are. Blink if you're with me. I know. Hey, guess what? This is Curmudgeon's Corner. All right. This isn't Thor Media. We're doing our own shit.
I'm listening to it. I'm with it.
Whatever. I can't. You know what?
Listen, you're thriving.
Aaron took over the show. Like, you weren't here, and Aaron's like, all right, I can be myself.
He's himself every time.
It's because they got a little bit of juice.
Corey, Edge of 17. That one's good. Love that song. Love it.
Yeah. All right. Top 4 TV shows.
Number 1, The Office.
Office, nice. I just found out that I get a free Peacock subscription with my Xfinity account.
Huh. I love
now
Peacock.
I get to watch The Office again.
Peacock is a great streaming service. So yeah, number 1, The Office. Number 2, Poker Face. It's also on Peacock. You should watch that.
I have.
Show. It's so good.
She's great. She really is great.
She's so funny.
Yeah.
So funny. Yeah. Poker Face. Number 3, Stranger Things. Because I think that show's amazing. And then also the alumni from my film college. So you gotta say that. And then number 4, number 4, I don't watch too much TV. I mostly watch movies. So number 4, I'd have to say Parks and Recreation.
There you go. Ron is my spirit animal.
Look.
Nice.
Princess Rainbow Sparkles.
Ron is my spirit animal. I tell you what, I mean, he's
Haley, I'm gonna kill you. That's my friend.
He is the epitome of my dad, and
what was that?
I wish that I could do. I can't talk anymore.
Oh, okay.
I'm drunk. right. And then parks. Yeah. Okay. And then your top 4 books. Are you a book reader? If you're not a book
No,
reader, we can pass.
I don't read books, but I can tell you
pass.
my top 4 books from what I've read from my like high school English class. Number 1 would be The Joy Luck Club. Number 2 would be
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Who said K-pop Demon Hunters? I have not watched it yet. I just can't get myself to watch an animated movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 2 would be Death of a Salesman, or number 1. My friend would argue I would say number 1 is Death of a Salesman. So yeah, I'll put Death of a Salesman at number 1, and number 2, Joy Luck Club. Death of a Salesman's really a play though, but
yeah.
Number 2, Joy Luck Club. Number 3,
I was in it.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I was huge in the theater. Yeah, I could still do Macbeth.
Yeah,
I could still do Macbeth and Julius Caesar. Yeah, I was in all of those things. Yeah.
Number 3.
I'm not surprised.
Right. I mean, right. It's not a far walk, Eileen.
No,
it's
no.
It's
I
not
was like,
a far
yeah,
walk.
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really go past those
That's
2.
Surprising.
Really? Tell me more about that. I have no idea.
Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am so meek and gentle with these butchers.
I was waiting for that.
Yep.
Oh.
And I was also in chorus. So
not surprised about that either.
Exactly. Jean Valjean. What are you talking about? I'm the perfect Jean Valjean.
I believe it.
Anyway, I knew you were Burl. David is convinced that I am Burl Ives incarnate. Aaron, keep going. I need to go to sleep. Really? Then go over to the Funkin' Homies and watch Cars with Keeve and talk about grass for 45 effing minutes. That'll put you to sleep. Holy cow. It's now my new death chant. If you guys talk about grass,
pretty.
I'm not. What?
Someone said The Summer I Turned Pretty. Enthusiast said The Summer I Turned Pretty. That show is... I'm just watching it because my best friend got me into watching it. Like, I go over to her house and she'd be watching it, and I'm watching it now because it's really entertaining. It's not deep at all, but it's really entertaining.
That's okay. I like that. Like, Archer for me is that it is not deep and it is highly entertaining, and I love it. It's sarcasm at its finest, and that's where I thrive. Okay, so last but not least, we have the top 4 food groups. Top 4 food groups.
Food groups?
Yeah, so like Chinese,
There's only
Italian.
like 4 food groups.
There's a million.
Chicken nuggets.
Yeah. What are you talking to Socrates?
Number
He's got
1,
the palate of a 4-year-old.
Chicken nuggets, chicken tenders.
Yeah, right.
Fried chicken.
French fries. You got the dinosaurs. Do you have the
dinosaur chicken nuggets are in different categories?
That's what I hear. That's what I hear.
For sure.
Number 1, I'll say shepherd's pie.
Okay. Nice.
Number 2, I'll say pasta.
Okay.
Love pasta. I could eat that for dinner every night.
Yeah.
Number 3, chicken. You can do chicken anyway. And then number 4.
How do your chickens feel about that?
Good night, Conway.
I don't know how my chickens feel about that. I don't know. I have to talk to them about it. I don't know. I don't think they know they're edible.
We're going to keep this one on the down low.
Shh.
Grandpa said never name anything you might have to eat. So I'm surprised that your chickens have names. I didn't have a name until I was 4.
You're so dumb.
We froze her camera. Oh, shit. Oh, Eileen.
No wonder.
This has been such a great episode. Oh my God, I needed this. I think 59 was a flop. We returned in 60, and then this one is absolutely one of my. This probably is my favorite episode. So anyway, all right, I got shepherd's pie, pasta, chicken, and what's your number 4?
Bread.
Keith is wild. Yeah, Keith is wild. I've wasted hours of time watching. Wait, all right.
J Farm, you're lying.
I wasted hours of time. I could be productive watching these podcasts. And this one is useful, though. I am an insomniac. It's
Keith, you're still up, so it's not working.
It's love.
Very true, Christy. Very true.
He is an absolute surgeon when it comes to comments. As a matter of fact, the only reason that I do this show is because of I'm hoping to get a snarky comment from Keith. All right, so we've gone through all of my questions and whatnot. Let's see here. You got the GoFundMe. Oh, Eileen, you weren't a part of this, but share screen. We started a GoFundMe page for our guest because she was having some issues with being able to fund becoming a legitimate business and so on and so forth. This community has come together like nobody's business. They have donated hundreds of dollars already, far surpassing our goal.
Yep.
So we'll be donating all of this to her. And again, like I said, it is not charity, it is community. We rise together. This whole community has come together. If you guys want to contribute to her journey, she still needs a generator. She still needs a couple of other heavy duty pieces of equipment. We already have enough money for her to file a business license with the grand state of California, and then some. So if you guys want to continue to help her along her journey, this is the kind of person that we want on Curmudgeon's Corner. This is the kind of person that we want in our community. A self-professed beacon of light. And in just, Eileen, what you missed was describe the rest of your life in 5 words: success, family, creativity, freedom, and love. When you die, what do you want your legacy to be? I want to be remembered as a person that brought light, love, and laughed a lot.
It's a good legacy.
That is the Phoenix family, and that's the embodiment of the Phoenix family.
That's the opposite of you, right?
Yeah, 100%. I'm trying to atone for past sins. Give me a break. So the link to the GoFundMe page is in the description of this podcast. I encourage the Phoenix family and any other family that's out there, like Thor or Cars with Keeve, that has an audience, to spread the word and support this amazing young person. Let's see here. Begin giving back. Why is okay? Here's a question. Why is community such a big deal for you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Community is such a big deal for me because, human beings were made for relationships. We're made to interact with each other. And essentially, I believe, we're made to lift each other up. Community allows that to happen. It allows everyone to lift each other up, to support each other, to be there when you need help, and also to do fun things with. You can do fun things with community, and the community is also there in the hard times. So, yeah.
What kind of car are you detailing out
of? Chevy Equinox.
Okay.
I'm saving up. The Chevy Equinox is my mom's car. I share the car with my mom. I'm saving up to get a Ford Maverick. I want to detail out of that car because the bed is nice. It's a smaller truck. So, yeah.
All right. So there was another question. Basically, It says from Chingy, is there a safe private third party Addy that we can send some gear that will make its way to Jelena? You can send everything to Phoenix E.O.D. I'll give you the address here in a minute when we go through the end of our show. You can send everything to Phoenix, or I'm sure there's an address that, I mean, Jelena, you and I can talk backstage.
Yeah.
And, we can talk about a place that maybe your parents have that they could send stuff to your parents that you can get it, and so on and so forth. Because, again, I want to protect you. And, I mean, once we do these videos, they're on the internet for eternity for whoever to watch. And I don't know what kind of creeps are out there. So we want to protect you as much as possible. That's why, donations and stuff like that usually will go through me, because I'm the gatekeeper. Anyway, but yeah, so right now, Cars with Kiev, thank you so much for what an incredible donation. Wow. Thank you, Cars with Kiev. And again, I don't know if I mentioned it, but Titan Tim donated. So many people have donated. Rebecca Green, again, she donated some equipment for you. And again, like I said, I'm going to talk to you, find out whether or not your generator works. And if I do have a generator that was donated by Kiev, I'll talk to Kiev and see if it's okay, if he can, we can add that to the Pay It Forward campaign. So that's what we're doing. Let's see here. What else do I have left for you? Oh, are you still involved in lacrosse?
No, I'm not. I only played 2 years. I played when I was a freshman. I played when I was a sophomore. Then I stopped because it was too much and everyone on the team was rude. So.
Okay. That definitely does not seem to fit your vibe. No. All right. We did the Eileen Quickfire, Aaron's Mount Rushmore, Eileen's detailing questions. All right. So looks like we are on pace to kind of be wrapping this one up. I know that you are just starting your YouTube channel. So basically, where can people find? As soon as this show is over, they can all run over and subscribe to your YouTube channel. Where can they find you?
Yeah, you guys can find me at my YouTube and my Instagram. It's the same. It's Duck Pond Detailing. I post videos on my YouTube channel every Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we got a new video coming up on Monday for you guys. Nice. And then on my Instagram, I post shorts from the video that posted, so everyone can kind of see what the video was about, a little preview. And then I also post pictures of details that I've done or do. So
yeah, okay. And again, there's the link if you want to screenshot it. That's the link to her GoFundMe page that we got going on. I will be posting all of this. I wanted it to be a surprise, so I didn't post it on Instagram and all that stuff earlier.
It was a very pleasant surprise.
It's fantastic. I can't believe. It's not that I can't believe it. Of course I can believe it. I 100% believe that this community would rally to this cause. You're a beautiful person doing beautiful work in a very crappy world, and there needs to be more of us doing this kind of stuff, right? At the end of the day. And so when a beacon of light like you comes along, of course we're going to celebrate it. 100% celebrate this. And I love your vibe. You're new on the scene. I talked to Rick Smith. I talked to Rick Smith about the show prep and things that we were talking about, and the new, basically you being new on the scene and being a part of the community. Don't lose the fire. Don't lose the fire, and don't
not stopping anytime soon, you guys.
Good.
We're just getting started.
Glad that you're a part of us. And again, this is a testimony to this whole community. The faith in the next generation restored, and that there is hope, and that what a wonderful addition to the family. Like, we're growing, one person at a time, and it's like this swell of good that is happening. So, duck pond detailing. Email me whatever pressure washer accessories.
Does
Okay.
Eileen want to ask me a question? Because Eileen hasn't been here for the whole show.
I want you to read this real quick, though, just so you know.
Email me whatever pressure washer accessory package you want. Wow, that's really kind.
That's awesome.
Wow. I really don't know. I really don't know what to say to that.
Well, think about it. Text me, and then I'll let him know.
Yeah, I'll be talking with Aaron about this stuff, you guys. The support is insane.
All right. So back to your question, Eileen. What do you want? Eileen, welcome to the show. How are you? Good to see you.
Thanks, guys. I feel so welcomed. I feel like you probably answered it already. I think the only thing I would want to know is what got you into detailing, or what motivated you to be a detailer.
Yeah.
Really,
it was really just money. Like, because I wanted to do things that I could do for money. So, like, my cousin asked me, because I used to babysit and stuff for them, and my cousin asked me, like, hey, will you wax my car for $50? I was like, sure. Don't know how to do that. Started watching YouTube videos, found Pan the Organizer's channel, found Eddie's channel, and really started learning detailing and learning, like, this was more than just like Instagram reels, what people do. Like, this was a community of people. There was education here. And I found that, for me, there was peace in detailing. I was able, to use it to, help my mental health as a way to escape and a way to just declutter my mind. So that's kind of how I got into it more, was I just, it started off a way to make money, and then it became a passion. So, yeah.
And where do you see it evolving to?
Yeah, I mean, with all the support from the GoFundMe and stuff, I'm going to do a business. Like, I've been just doing friends, family referral right now. And now I can actually start doing more people's cars and pay for insurance and stuff. Like, I want to be doing this on the weekends. And, my ultimate goal in life is to be a filmmaker, right? Like, that's my number one dream. However, with making movies and stuff and being on production, you don't work every day. It's like, I would be like, okay, I'm going to work for 2 weeks here, won't work for a month, work 2 days here, makes good money, but it's not something to do every day. And I want something to do every day and something to, relax my mind. So detailing, I want to be a business for me.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's all I got.
I made mention that you had, a family thing that you were doing. Everything okay on that end? Did we recover nicely?
Thank you. Yes, everything is good now.
Good.
That's good.
I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. I missed you.
I know. I missed you too.
Oh, you.
I haven't even heard from you either. Like, we
What?
we haven't had our usual weekly little banter with each other.
Yeah, little chat. Yeah, I meant to. I meant to actually send you. I had these 2 pages of notes on this show today, and I was going to send that over to you, and just time got away from me. And then next thing you know, I'm like, I didn't even send links. Oh my gosh.
I missed you more, Tim.
All right. So I think we're going to start the descent. I mean, we're at almost at the 3-hour mark. Eileen, there was something else that I wanted to. I shared this with the class when we first started the show, and that is, and this is something that I'd like to talk to you about. We're going to kind of sort of change the direction of Curmudgeon's Corner, where it doesn't have to necessarily be full core detailing. I know that that's our core group, and I would never, try to isolate our core group. But I think that once you and I started talking about mental health, we really tapped into a much deeper and bigger area, so that there's a lot of people out there that are hurting, and there's a lot of people out there that don't feel seen. And I think, that you and I were talking about doing more community oriented shows. And so basically I want to start the show from now on with like everybody has a story and we want to hear it. And then I want to end the show with this. You are seen, you are heard, and you are loved. I said this comment, these three small phrases I said to two different people this past week. And when I said it to them, they shattered. They broke down and sobbed when I said this to them. And I mean, it was just, they were lamenting some stuff that they were going through. And halfway through the conversation, I just said, I just want you to know that I see you, I hear you, and I love you. And that was all it took to just completely shatter somebody. That happened twice this week. And I can't imagine how many other people are out there in this world that don't feel like they're seen and don't feel like they're heard and they don't feel like they're loved. And I want that to be the cornerstone of Curmudgeon's Corner. When you come to the corner, you are seen, you are heard, and you are loved. The end. I don't care what your politics are. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what your orientations are. I don't care what you look like. You are seen, you are heard, and you are loved on the corner. That's it. And I wanted to talk to you about that a little bit, but I know that you were really jammed up today. But Jelena, I think that you really exemplify all of those things from the conversation that I overheard with you and Christy, and then of course you coming on tonight. I'm so honored to have you on our show and for you to be that next generation of light that this world so desperately needs. So
yeah,
that's where I'm going. That's where I'm steering this bus from now on, if that's all right with you.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Eileen, if people want to get a hold of you, where can they go?
Oh man, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, So Clean Detailing, or you can send me an email, info@getsoclean.com, and or here every other Saturday with you and your beautiful face.
Oh, you say that to all the curmudgeons.
I do say it all to all one of them that I know.
That's right. It's just me. I'm just the angry. I'm just the angry little curmudgeon. All right. And then if you feel like it, I know that the House of Rags has got a big 20% off sale going on right now. So you can go over to the House of Rags and do their 20% off sale.
So does Adrian.
I'm sure that you can. I'm getting there.
Oh, Adrian's having a sale, guys.
He is having a sale, a 20% off sale. Now you're throwing me off. I'm just saying that you can get 10% off at Phoenix E.O.D. using Eileen's, which is like the only place on the planet that you can get a BioBombs Typhon kit. So you can still get 10% off of a Typhon BioBombs mini kit using So Clean 10.
Yeah, when are we gonna see more TikTok dances from you? I mean, that was a really good version of you. I missed that version of you.
I miss Madeline. There, how about that? She got a better paying job, and
all you need is a tripod and some good music. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't do TikTok. She's like, oh, you need to do this and you need to do that and blah 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 blah. And okay, just tell me what to do and I'll do it.
I use CapCut. I don't use the Instagram edit thing because I hate it. But
yeah, CapCut's better.
9 times out of 10 I'm using CapCut.
All right. Okay. The Pay It Forward campaign. Everybody knows what the Pay It Forward campaign is. It is a community-driven way to give back to those that might need a little help around the holidays. If you have donations that you'd like to send that are tangible, such as chemicals and or equipment or shop supplies, towels, rags, whatever anybody can use, send it to the Phoenix Rise from the Ashes Pay It Forward campaign to Phoenix E.O.D. 404 Bloomfield Drive, Drive, Suite 1, West Berlin, New Jersey, 08091. Make sure that you put in it, pay it forward campaign, so I know which room to throw it into. Right now, we don't have any real shop supplies as far as Tim was asking. We're short on microfiber towels and stuff like that. But the House of Rags has always donated in the past, so I would imagine that as we get closer to November, they will dump. Last year they were so generous with stuff. Eileen, you remember how many towels we had? It was bananas. So if you have any product that you're not using, we don't have any real product. I think Tim, you sent over multiple cases. You and Nick Fife sent over, I think between Keeve and Tim and Nick Fife, I think we're sitting on close to 16 cases of the Get Strong detail spray. Stay strong detail spray. So we have a lot of that, and I think we have like 4 gallons. Anyway, yeah, we could use some chemicals. I'm going to hold off on requesting shop supplies because, like I said, the House of Rags usually shows up like big time for this. Last year we had Chelsea who emptied her entire garage into my warehouse. So we had bananas amount of product. Right now, the pendulum has swung in the other direction. We have so much equipment, not a lot of product, and I'm hoping that the House of Rags will come through for us on shop supplies as far as, whatever, brushes, rags, things of that nature. If you'd like to donate to us for the shipping of all of this stuff when it comes time in December, this is the link for our GoFundMe page. This is the Shipping Hope GoFundMe page. It's also in the description below.
Send all of your incredible suds. All clean.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. Even if it's partially used, everything helps, and everything goes to somebody who has nothing. So, I know there's a lot of people that like to glove box. There's a lot of people that like to sample a bunch of stuff or hit whatever is the new trend, and they use it once and they move on to the next thing. We welcome all of that stuff because somebody else can use it, and that's all I'm trying to do. Is push this stuff to somebody that can help. You guys don't want it, you don't need it, send it on.
Yeah.
All right. After that, so that we've covered all the pay it forward stuff, you would like to be on Curmudgeon's Corner. Like, again, being a part of the community, everybody has a story, and we want to hear it. Drop us an email, info@Phoenix E.O.D, or you can go to Instagram, which is Instagram/Curmudgeon's Corner Pod, and drop Eileen a DM and say, hey, I want to come on the show. I want to be a part of it.
Nobody goes to Instagram like that.
Well, we're going to start encouraging people to do it. This is a new way.
Nobody types it in like that. You just go on Instagram app and look for Curmudgeon's Corner Pod, and you'll find us. No one's typing HTTPS.
Yeah, no one's.
I understand that. They're going to go.
No one's looking at Instagram on a web browser.
Yeah, for sure. Just go on the Instagram app and find Curmudgeon's Corner Pod. And everything's going to be great.
Opportunity that you have to point out how much of a boomer I am, you exploit it. And
Listen,
don't appreciate
you've been on for 3 hours, and I've only been on for 30, so I have to get my jabs in as much as I can.
Concentrated Eileen. Oh, okay. Okay.
I got to miss all of Eileen roasting him.
Yeah, and she does it better than anybody. That's what family does.
I know, Rick. I have to make some more.
You bitch.
I'll just have to come back to see that because.
Can I just say, again, you are such.
Good night, Corey.
Again, the only way that this podcast was going to work is if Eileen wasn't here for the 2 hours, because I had to get my nerd on. Normally, by this point, she's asleep. She's eating.
I'm texting him like, all right,
playing with her dogs. Like at this point, she has zero interest in pop culture, and I usually see her eyes glaze over. She's playing with her phone. Yeah. So the only way this would have worked is the way that it went down tonight.
Yeah,
I
for
am
sure.
so grateful for you. All right. Let's wrap this up, kids.
All right.
Suicide prevention and crisis counseling resources. If you or someone you know is struggling with suicidal thoughts, seek help from a professional and call 988. The United States' first nationwide 3-digit mental health crisis hotline, 988, will connect callers with trained mental health counselors. You can also text HOME to 741-741 in the US and Canada to reach the crisis text hotline. And you can also go to the apa.org/topics/crisis.hotlines that will put you in connection with a counselor that will help you with whatever you are facing, be it chemical, be it gambling, be it abuse, mental, physical, emotional, whatever it is that you are facing, you can get help. You are not alone, ever. You are never alone, and you can reach out to any one of us in the community, and we're going to help you out. I love the
100%.
fact that this community goes back and forth with each other and looks in on each other and checks in on each other. We hadn't seen anything from Phil Miranda for a couple of whatever, and people are asking, hey, is he okay? Is he okay? I reached out to him. If you are, the problem with my disease is that it's a silent killer. I'm not going to talk to somebody. I'm not going to reach out. When the darkness is all around me, and I was describing this to my dad, when the darkness is all around, the darkness wants you to be isolated. And there's something that just prevents you from reaching out. But when somebody like Papa Smurf or Tim from Shine Your Light or Rick Smith, they'll call me and they'll ask how I'm doing, the darkness immediately backs away. And then I'm free to talk about what it is that I'm dealing with and what I'm fighting and all of that stuff. And so if you have not heard from one of your friends, one of your family members in a long time, reach out to them. Because again, like my shirt says, everybody is facing a battle that you know nothing about. And if you haven't heard from them, they could be suffering. Just, hey man, just checking in on you. Haven't talked to you in a couple of weeks. Haven't talked to you in a month. Haven't talked to you in 2 months. I don't care what it is. If you have a friend that you haven't talked to, family member that you haven't talked to in any kind of time, just say, hey, what's going on? Because that darkness immediately backs away from that light. And that's what you are to that person. So I encourage you, reach out to one of these professional hotlines, or reach out to a friend, or if you are a friend, reach out to your friend you haven't heard from, because what I have is a silent killer. I won't talk about it unless somebody asks me, hey man, where have you been? Where are you? Where's your head at? And then it usually will come out. All right. That's all I got to say about that. I want to say thank you to my.
Hold on, before you do that, I just want to send some love to Adamo. Looks like he's dealing with some stuff, so
Yeah.
I just wanted to say hi.
Hey Adamo.
Send him a little.
Adamo, I will. I'll give you a call, brother. I've been popping in and out all night. Sorry, I was spending time with him. Oh yeah. He did tell me about that earlier. We talked earlier this week. Again, I think he's all things considered, he's in a good headspace. And but I mean, definitely could use our prayers. He could definitely use our prayers. So let's do that. Keep him in our thoughts. Much love, sir. Much love. Okay, so I want to say thank you to our West Coast distributors, IamDetailedAF.com. Currently, he's got a 20% sale going on all of his website. I'd like to say our Midwest distribution, FabDetailSupplies.com, and our Southeast distribution, ShineYourLightDetailing.com/store. And then we have our worldwide distributors. We have Chris and Carzilla, Imrod in intodetailing.co.uk, and our good friend Andrew in osprodetailing.com.au in Australia. And then, of course, As always, the House of Rags, everywhere you are. A great company, Eddie and Jamie. Make sure you support them. Use No Direction 10 if you're going to do anything so that you can support my other podcast with Brian. And of course, they are everywhere you are. And that's the show. All right. So I guess, I wanted to say in 2 weeks, we have the good Dr. Paraj Patel from Clean Cut Detailing. So in 2 weeks, come on back for that. I'm going to pick his brain. And again, since we're starting to steer away from everything 100% detail oriented, I can't wait to pick this brain about all things being a doctor and what he does outside of detailing. So I'm excited about that. And I'm sure he's got a wonderful insight on mental health as well. So until next time, Eileen, always wonderful to see you.
Always wonderful to
Jelena,
see
you have been an absolute fantastic guest. It's easily one of my favorite episodes that we've ever done. And I cannot wait to follow your rising star.
Thank you.
For sure.
All right. So until then, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks at the corner. You are seen, you are heard, and you are loved.
100%.
We'll see you in 2.